afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Ohio State picked up its second All-ACC safety at the transfer portal today as Terry Moore is committed to the Buckeyes from Duke. He missed last season with a torn ACL, but was Pro Football Focus's second highest graded safety 2 years back. More portal news. Ohio State freshman wideout Quincy Porter is transferring to Notre Dame. He posted 4 catches for 59 yards last season. Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola has committed to Oregon per on 3. He made 22 starts in 2 years with the Cornhuskers. NFL former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel will interview for the Browns head coaching job today in Berea. He served as Cleveland's receivers coach in 2014. Tonight, the wild card round closes with the Texans at the Steelers at 8:15. This update sponsored by Germain Toyota. For unbeatable service and sales, visit Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice, TLC in the house today on the board, per usual, and to my right again today, ladies and gentlemen, the former Buckeye and national champ Joshua Perry in the house. JP, happy Monday. How we feeling today, big dog?
Feeling pretty good. Good weekend. You know, got to watch some football.
Yeah.
Kick my feet up. Parents were over. We were all sick on New Year's.
Okay.
So we did a delayed New Year's celebration.
I'm not mad at that. Okay.
Yeah, so it was good.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I can understand what you're saying because this weekend, my friends and I are making up for a Christmas party that was supposed to happen 3 weeks ago, whenever that storm came through and just wiped us out on a Saturday. So I'll be following your lead on Saturday.
I like that.
I'll be following your lead on Saturday. Here's our menu for today, folks. So listen closely. As you know, usually on Tuesdays, we've been doing The Floor is Yours. But the Coach Diebler Show is moving to tomorrow. So we're going to do The Floor is Yours today at 1 o'clock. 614-821-9710 is our hotline number. Looking forward to hearing from you all. Whatever you want to talk to us about, come on in. JP's in the building. He can help you with some life advice. Whatever you may need. Yeah, you're the guy.
Okay.
You're the guy that's built for that. You're the guy that's built for that. So 1 o'clock, The Floor is Yours today. 614-821-9710 is our number. 1:30, Adam King will stop by to talk all things Buckeyes and more. 2 o'clock, our guy Ian Fitzsimmons will join the party to talk about the college football playoff and a lot of moving pieces around college football right now with the portal just absolutely popping off like crazy. And then 2:30, TLC Steelers got a big game tonight at home against the Houston Texans. So Ray Fittipaldo, who covers the Steelers, will join us from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. You miss any of that? Don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. My weekend was pretty good.
Okay.
My weekend was pretty good until about Saturday at about 10 a.m. when I was at the gym and, you know, just minding my business. Just minding my business, folks.
Okay, all right.
And I looked down at my phone and I got a text message from Joshua Perry. Like, okay, what's my guy got to say?
Wow, name dropping.
In TLC, what Joshua Perry sent me was just a video, a history of my Ravens and just the downfalls we have had year after year after year, whether it's in the regular season or the postseason. So I would like to thank you for that pettiness, because I like a little pettiness, and I think every friendship needs to have some of that in there. So you woke up feeling petty on Saturday, huh?
It wasn't necessarily off of straight pettiness. It stood out to me based off of the recent events and the fact that you and I are now back in business.
Yeah.
I felt like you should see it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't, but I kind of appreciate it, because if I had something like that, it was
the Ravens tricking it off almost every year.
I mean, going back to 2017, 2018, losses in the playoffs, 10-point losses in the regular season in the fourth quarter. Just essentially, you know, reasons for me to really believe it was time to move on from Harbaugh, and it was the right call.
The Ravens break the huddle.
Yeah, a lot of this.
Kylan Wallace puts wide to the left. Bateman wide to the right.
Yep.
Derrick Henry in the backfield. Isaiah Likely comes in motion, sets in the slot to the right. for the tie. The 2-point conversion. Lamar takes the snap, rolls to the right, throws, complete. No! Dropped it. Mark Andrews
That
hit
was
him
in
in
there.
the head.
That was in there.
And
Yep.
Mark Andrews dropped it as he fell into the end zone.
Yep, just having a great time right now as a Ravens fan, and you guys are just twisting the knife. But you know what?
It
wasn't.
It wasn't meant to twist. I think I was really trying to spin it forward to brighter days ahead.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just you're ready for a new voice in the front of the room.
Okay, understood.
I was firing off some text messages to you this weekend.
You were.
I had some takes.
You know, we were going back and forth too via text watching this Indiana BTA against Oregon. I mean, listen, these guys right now, it feels like they are just a complete unit built of monsters right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like I'm watching. And we talked about it all week. This is a team that stays out of their own way for the most part. They've got a quarterback right now that is deadly accurate. And when you look at what he's been able to do over the last couple of games, 87% completion versus Bama, 85 versus Oregon, 8 touchdowns, not a single interception. And I texted you and said, the guy's ball placement is second to none right now. Like where he's putting the ball and where his playmakers are high pointing balls like that. The Becker touchdown, just dunked on that guy. Yeah, I mean, there's what can we say about these guys? They are wiping the floor with everybody.
I mean, it's really insane. You mentioned the ball placement. I think the rapport that Mendoza has with all the receivers. I mean, a lot of it is reading coverage. Is he over the top, back shoulder, put it right where only the receiver can catch it? You mentioned that ball that he put up in the air. Becker, by the way, back half of the year has been an insane weapon for him.
Yep.
The play that stands out to me the most from that game is Fernando Mendoza decides to pull the ball down. He's getting jiggy with it, makes a guy miss, tries to hit a spin move fumble. And the spin move was probably a little bit above his skill set.
Okay. Yep.
But you have offensive linemen playing so hard, chasing the play, that he falls right on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, is the difference. So that's a disaster play for other teams, not for Indiana. Even when you make a mistake, it's not a mistake. And that's what has separated them this college football season.
He had a little too much dip on his chip on that play, for sure. A little too much dip on his chip. But the other side of this was Oregon. I mean, just the mistakes, right? You got a running back running into the quarterback.
Is it time to have the Dan Lanning? Because when we were having this debate about Kurt Signetti being the GOAT, one of the names that kept popping up was, well, what about Dan Lanning? What about the Oregon Ducks? Well, what about him?
Look, we talked about that running back room and how down bad they were.
Oh, yeah.
And that showed itself in that moment, right?
100%.
Like when you have guys that are stepping up in the pecking order, making those type of mistakes, because at the time, they answered after that pick six.
Yeah,
we didn't even mention that. The pick six right out of the gate. I mean, that corner just jumps and takes, incredible stuff right there. But then Oregon punches back a little bit. And then you're thinking, okay, maybe they're going to hold serve just a little bit here. But no, I mean, that was one of the crazier things that I've seen all season, is that you just have the running back knock the ball out of your quarterback hands the ball to Indiana, and they take advantage of that. But, yeah, just on both sidelines, you could just feel the difference in how well coached Indiana was versus what Oregon was bringing to the table. There's no denying it. But the interesting part is Dante Moore and what he's going to do now coming out of that game.
This is going to be one of the big questions, and we'll talk about the Dylan Raiola acquisition a little bit later on. To me, it always felt like he needed another year, and I felt that way about Ty Simpson, by the way, and he's made the declaration. I know teams are still trying to see if they can throw an offer or two out here to get him back to college football. Does he transfer? Because I mentioned, I don't know if it was here or somewhere else, part of coming back for him is the idea that Will Stein's not there anymore. And so you have to have a lot of trust in the guy who's got the last year of your development. He might not have that.
Right.
Do you just go because you're going to be quarterback number 2 and you're going to get paid a lot of money, but you're not getting developed in the NFL, and especially if you go to New York, cooked, right? And so I think it is a big decision, but we'll see. With Dylan Raiola sitting right there, though, it feels like a guy who's going to want to play right away. I don't know if he's back, if it's with Oregon.
Let's get into that next, because if you're not aware of what JP is touching on, there has been an addition to the Oregon quarterback room, and that is now Dylan Raiola, as we know. So why would he make that decision? I think he knows that Dante Moore is on his way out. I want to get your take on that next with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Are you fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Matty Ice here. It's a new year, so why not start it off with a new car from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are rolling all month long. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Equinox LT for just $279 a month for 36 months with $3,369 due at signing, or if financing is more your style, grab it for only $399 a month for 96 months with $1,000 due at signing. Terms and restrictions apply. They're just off Route 23095 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. That changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at your main Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
The best words to hear at the TSA security checkpoint? You're good to go. All it takes is a little preparation. Get to the airport early, bring a carry-on bag that fits in the overhead, and have an acceptable ID. Not all state-issued IDs will cut it. Check out tsa.gov/ID and see which TSA acceptable IDs make the grade, like a real ID or passport.
Before you jet, do a little prep, and you're good to go. Check out tsa.gov/ID or the MyTSA app.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
It's easy to think of winter as a time when not much is happening in the landscape or in the pest and disease world. However, there are a couple of services that can help your trees and shrubs during the colder months, like horticultural oil and anti-desiccant applications. Visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org to learn more and to find an ISA-certified arborist in your area who is trained and has the proper equipment to perform your tree work safely.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Bishop and Friends.
It's cold. They go to warmth. They're trying to find things. We've got the Orkin. It's all going to be fine.
No, it's worse. It's worse. Buddy killed the mouse.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
For today, expect a mostly sunny start to the work week with highs a lot warmer than yesterday, getting into the low 40s. However, with breezy winds, we'll have that wind chill in place. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows in the upper 20s. And then for Tuesday, a nice mix of sun and clouds and milder with breezy winds continuing and highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony sometimes likes to sit and stare at his bundle of Emmy Awards. Unfortunately, it's through the glass of the pawn shop. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Matty Ice, Joshua Perry, rocking out with you today. Hope you guys had a great weekend. As always, we appreciate your time. Programming, no. The floor is yours is happening today. Coach Diebler's show will be tomorrow, so we will have a 2-hour program for you on a Tuesday. So 614-821-9710 is our number. Top of the hour, looking forward to hearing from you guys, Browns fans, who you want as your next head coach, whoever your team is. If you're a Steelers fan, nervous about tonight, or maybe you're excited about tonight, we want to hear from you, whatever it may be. We absolutely love talking to you guys. Real quick before we get into the Dylan Raiola edition over there in Eugene, when we were texting back and forth about the game between Indiana and Oregon, I said, I was surprised that the game felt like a home game for Indiana.
Boy.
When they did that, the pan of the stadium, I was like, where is the green? Where is the yellow? It was unbelievable how many Hoosier fans showed up down there in the A.
This is going to be something to follow now that Indiana is the type of team that they are. So when I was in school, we would go play Indiana at Indiana. And that was the day where they would take their aerial shot for their program because it was other red jerseys in there and they could promote that. It is completely different now. The thing that people don't realize, Indiana has the largest living alumni base now. It wasn't always like that, but now they do.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the fans. They got a really good team. These people they'll travel, right? They're thirsty to see it. I'm curious because Miami's a small school. They really don't go to the home games anyway.
Yeah.
What is Hard Rock going to be like a week from now?
It would be a massive disappointment if Miami's fan base does not almost sell that joint. That's your home field, man. Like, you are playing a national championship game in your own stadium. And I don't think it's going to be dominated by Hurricane fans after what we've seen.
Interesting to see.
Like, I don't even know if it's going to be 50-50. I think this may lean more towards Indiana fans on Monday night.
I would say that it would. And the hard part about the bowl game situation anyway is a lot of corporate types out there anyway, and they got the money. These tickets are expensive, but I think a lot of Indiana people are willing to pay the money.
I mean, it should be an incredible home field advantage for Miami.
It should be.
It'd be like you guys playing a national championship game at the show.
Sure.
I mean, that would be unbelievable, right, from a player's perspective.
Oh, I mean, we'd pack that thing out.
Oh, my goodness. It would be dominated by Buckeye fans. But, yeah, that really just jumped out to me. Indiana just continues their magic carpet ride of just another dominant win. 38-3 against Bama. 56-22 versus Oregon. Ooh. Like, it's just, and like you're doing right there, all you can do is laugh and respect what the heck that they're doing. Let's stay in the Big Ten. We found out this morning, Coach Dan Lanning, his offensive staff, they found their quarterback of the future. When he hits the field, that's the fascinating part to me. Dylan Raiola, highly touted recruit, as we all know. Interesting journey, getting to Nebraska, now getting to Oregon. Never, to me, JP, has really lived up to what he was supposed to be. One of those guys to where you can see the talent that's there. This is not a talentless quarterback, but he's in a situation to where maybe the best thing for him would be to maybe sit for a year and then get in the lab a little bit and come out on the other side. But we kind of touched on in our previous segment, a lot of this is going to be dependent on what the heck happens with Dante Moore. If I'm Dante Moore, I'm going to the NFL now because you brought it up. He's probably going to be QB2. He's not going to be waiting around long to hear his name called by Roger Goodell. And then while you're going to have confidence in yourself, and you should because you've done what you did this year, next year, I think the room's a little bit more crowded as far as the draft-eligible quarterbacks that we're going to be talking about. So that's just a risk. And he may be willing to take that risk because he'll have, the financial backing and safety net as playing another year as an Oregon Duck. But if I'm Dante Moore, I'm going. What's your read on this right now with Dylan Raiola, now the newest Oregon Duck?
It's interesting to me because Dylan Raiola, first off, he has broken leg, right? So I don't know what his prognosis is and how ready he's going to be during the spring.
Right.
So maybe he was convinced into doing exactly what Dante Moore did when he came to Oregon, which is sit for a year, learn for a year, develop for a year. Now, I kind of lean with you for Dante Moore. I think that the thing to do is to leave, because it is going to be more crowded next year with the quarterback class. We watch guys, Garrett Nussmeier and Cade Klubnik, Drew Aller, that came back and tanked their draft stock by being back for another year. And being quarterback 2 is important. I also think that this development aspect is a big deal. So to me, it seems like bringing in a guy who probably commanded somewhere $3-5 million as a former 5-star recruit. You can't have 2 of those guys in a room. Maybe you can. Maybe Phil Knight decided that he was just going to cut any check that they needed. But it seems like it's Dante Moore moving on.
Yeah.
Now Dylan Raiola comes in. The interesting thing, when I watch Dylan Raiola, and they're not the same type of player, but they do similar things, reminds me of Caleb Williams in the sense that he refuses to play in system and take the easy play. Yeah. Refuses. I watched tape of this guy. We're preparing for a game. He has the ball in his right hand. He's getting chased down. He's about to be sacked. They're grabbing his right arm. He flips the ball over to his left, completes a pass. Patrick Mahomes, right? People talk about that. That's the kind of stuff that Dylan Raiola is trying to do and can do. Now, the other thing is you watch him drop back. 2 guys open. He's looking to take the shot, gets sacked. That's the problem with him. That's a conundrum. That's got to be coached out of him.
You mentioned maybe some of the money Phil Knight is willing to spend. I think you have to be warm to that if you're Phil Knight because of the quarterback play over the last few years, right? Since Dan Lanning came in with Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel and now Dante Moore, you're seeing the fruits come to the surface here,
right?
And they're pretty fruitful right now.
Well,
and so, what?
How fruitful is it when you're getting blown out in all big games?
Okay, big picture, it's been good though. They've been on a good run of solid quarterback play at Oregon.
I think there's
a lot of programs that would take the run that they've been on, right?
But it's got to pay off.
It does. Look, you got to run through the finish line, and they're being paid as a program, and Dan Lanning's being paid as a head coach to accomplish a little bit more. I'm not going to knock what Dan Lanning is doing. He's doing a good job at Oregon, but I hear what you're saying for sure. And the developmental part of, I think, quarterback play at the college level, I think can translate to the NFL, meaning – these guys that can stick around for a little bit of time now are getting more time on task, right? And we've seen, I think a guy like Anthony Richardson could have really benefited from coming back and playing more. So maybe that's the plan for Dylan Raiola. And if that is the plan and it works out with the skill set that this dude has, the NFL is going to really like this guy, I think, in a couple years if it works out that way.
So I listened to Todd McShay's podcast. He does a very good job. He breaks down the games, but also spins it forward to an NFL draft perspective. And one of the things that he talks about all the time is this idea of hitting 30 starts as a collegiate player for quarterbacks before he truly believes that they're ready to take that next step. And the more and more you start to look at guys like a Bo Nix, guys like
Jaden Daniels, right? Between Arizona State and LSU.
Drake May was a guy who started for multiple years, right? Like that number actually does make sense. Yeah. And for Dante Moore, he's not quite there yet, right? And so I do think that there's this idea of being veteran, working, seeing different looks, making the adjustments, feeling the ebbs and flows of games, and how that affects you when you get to the next level as a quarterback.
I'm sure you saw the jokes going around on Twitter that, Dylan Raiola couldn't help himself after he saw Pat Mahomes in that Oregon jersey, that he had to become an Oregon guy. Now, look, he will deny it, and I don't know why he denies it. Just come, look, this is my guy. This is a guy I look up to.
He got the same pregame warm-up routine. He got the same haircut. They were in the same sunglasses.
Armband, headband.
What are we doing?
He does everything, and then he kind of pushes back on that. I'm like, no, it's not a bad thing to look up to Pat Mahomes.
It's fine. It's fine. Just embrace it.
It's not a bad thing. So, yeah, Pat had to wear the Oregon jersey because Texas Tech obviously lost to Oregon. Speaking of Oregon, they're coming to town next year. And this schedule for Ohio State includes Oregon, it includes Indiana, it includes Texas, and it includes USC. And so while Ohio State's going to come out of the tunnel with a whole bunch of talent, as they always do, there are more regular season measuring stick games for Ohio State. That's going to be a fun journey because you think about what obviously Indiana is doing. You think about the mentality Texas is going to have at home with Arch Manning now as another year in the offseason and being their guy.
And they got Cam Coleman, didn't they?
They did.
And the running back, they flipped the running back who committed to Alabama in the portal as well.
They did.
Hollywood Smothers.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
they got some guys.
Cam Coleman, dude, big-time recruit coming out of high school. They spent a nice amount of change to link up with him. But that regular season schedule next year for Ohio State is going to be a lot of fun because USC was making a little bit of noise this year.
9 wins this year.
Lincoln Riley calmed down. He turned the volume down on the hot seat conversation around them. So I took a glance at the schedule this morning when we found out about Dylan Raiola, and I was like, ooh, that's going to be an interesting ride next year.
It's going to be something to watch. And this is, I think, for Ohio State, like one of the things that you wish they would have had a little bit more this year was some regular season tests. Mm-hmm. They had the beginning, they had the Big Ten championship, and a whole lot of snoozing in between. And so for the progression of a team to kind of see how you measure up on the national scale, what are you going to be like in the postseason, these are the things that you want.
Yep.
We want to see the wins, but you want to see the tests too.
And we got, you mentioned a couple of those tests. I think that'll pay off for Julian. I think we saw some of that throughout the season especially I thought it was major for him to have that Texas game week 1.
For sure.
Right? To get that out of the way, coming on the other side with a win. But his ability to reset and get in the lab this offseason, he's going to have a ton of confidence against programs like this. And I also think what happened at the back end can be good for him and them, the entire team, because now you've had to, look in the mirror and say, I know I'm a good player, but there's levels to this, and I can reach higher heights by just putting in the work this offseason.
You always ask the question when you're beating up on teams that you're just flat out better than or have a huge talent advantage, like, what did you learn in that game? And I think football is a game of fact-finding. Mm-hmm. And for Julian Sayin in particular, that offensive line in particular, a lot of facts were found in the last 2 games. And it's a great opportunity for Julian to grow up, to adapt his game, but to also now understand where his true weaknesses are when the bullets are flying, because you don't learn that against Purdue. That's just reality of the situation. It's not what you learn.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Coming up, the NFL playoffs delivered this weekend. We'll highlight some of our favorite moments next. Joshua Perry's in the building. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And of course, you know me. I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Are you starting to get recognized from these ads, Wilson?
Yep. Folks are really liking the idea of home-changing windows and superior performance and 5 different lines to fit any budget.
That kind of sounds like Pella's thing.
Oh, yeah, it is. They recognize me, but then they ask for your business card. So, that's neat.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like trying to snap a picture of Bigfoot. Nobody has ever witnessed Maddie eating a carb. This is Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in, folks. Joshua Perry in the building, rocking out with us today. Top of the hour, we will do The Floor Is Yours. 614-821-9710. Looking forward to hearing from you guys. TLC, you guys got a standalone game tonight. The NFL, outside of New England and the Chargers yesterday, we got some bangers. We got some bangers, but 8:15 at home for you guys. You welcome in C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. How you feeling today, big dog?
Competitive. I'm ready to go.
Fire
I think, yeah. I mean, check with me after the first drive. It may feel a little bit differently, but as of right now, I think it's a coin flip game.
Yeah.
I think anything can happen, except a lot of points. It's probably going to be very low scoring, but in terms of who's going to win, I think it's coming down to the last drive.
I saw that it was going to be really windy over there today, so kickers, that
so
might
if we can make an extra point this time, that'd be nice.
Do you want the win? Are you one of those people who's kind of like halfway hoping that Tomlin is
I was, but the end of the season was actually pretty exciting, so I'm thinking I'm just going to ride the wave.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I was definitely at the beginning of the season. I was ready to tank the year.
Yeah, you were. You were. Vegas is with you. They're expecting a tight game. Houston favored by 3 right now. You touched on the Boswell missed extra point. I don't know if you guys saw this. He came out and said that somebody tipped that ball. So I don't think that goes on his record. And so look that up, TLC, because I'm pretty sure Chris Boswell came out and said that maybe even the NFL told him that wasn't a clean miss on his part, that ball got tipped at the line.
So it doesn't go on his record.
Because he was 40 of 40 on an extra point before that. And I'm pretty sure I saw that, and we didn't bring it up, but I think he was told, and somebody confirmed that extra point was tipped, and it wasn't a straight-up miss by him. You seeing that anywhere? Or am I making that up?
I'm reading a quote. I have no idea if this is real, but let's just read it anyway. Honestly, in the moment, I don't know if it was blocked. I don't watch film anyway. I don't watch film. Why would you say that?
He's a kicker.
Yeah, but still.
We'll give him a break.
And everybody kind of cracks jokes about that, but how I hit it felt really good. Obviously, it took the path, blah, blah, blah. They're calling it a tip. I mean, I have no idea. You can't tell on film whether it's tipped or not.
Okay. So maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
I've got to put it in, and we'll move past it.
There it is. Okay, so we'll see what he can bring.
That could be a fake quote, by the way. I have no idea.
Who knows? We'll roll with it, though. We'll roll with it. So this weekend was awesome.
It was.
I want to start in Chicago. Because something is brewing here, man.
Do you think so? Or do you think this was...
I think I'm at a point where we know so.
Okay.
That the pot is boiling over between the Packers and the Bears. And there is a healthy amount of dislike here that I'm absolutely here for, JP. You have the short and sweet handshake between the two head coaches in Matt LaFleur and Ben Johnson. The video of Ben Johnson in the locker room saying, F the Packers.
Yeah, wild.
While he knows he's being filmed. He knows he's being filmed, and he is still doing that. Caleb Williams on the set with the cheese grater. And then we get Caleb Williams versus Lil Wayne on social media.
I missed that.
So Lil Wayne was on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and he was calling out Caleb Williams for the nails, having his nails painted and all this other stuff. Caleb Williams claps back with the highlight video of all the good plays with Mr. Carter, the song playing over the highlights. And so for the folks that don't know, Lil Wayne, massive Packer fan, been that way for years and years. But the game itself was so dramatic, right? The big-time comeback from the Bears, down 21-3 at halftime, charge all the way back. Caleb Williams, you mentioned his skill set earlier. We were talking about Dylan Raiola. The athleticism has translated to the NFL. Some of that backyard stuff that he got away with at the college level, I didn't know, JP, if that was going to be a certain thing. But he had the big-time throw late where he's rolling out, throws not really, kind of across his body to a Dunze, absolute dime.
I think he added a little bit extra sauce on the finish of the play too.
But I'm here for it.
I am too.
And the game was awesome, and all the stuff that happened after the game was really, really cool. I love when division rivals meet up in the postseason and the Bears and Packers deliver.
No, it was a great game. I lived in Chicago the last 33 and a half years, so I know what that fan base is like and how hungry they were to get a victory like that home playoff game. Yeah. So that was certainly awesome to watch. The Bears are one of the most interesting teams because when you watch the first half of the game, you're like, there is no way. But this is a team that has completed numerous comebacks. Fourth quarter, under 2 minutes, does not matter. Like, they are never out of the game. And I think part of the reason why is because of Caleb Williams, as you mentioned, and his skill set and what he can do. They're young weapons, young pass catchers. Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland with the game that he had. Like, I'm just thinking about 2, 3, 4 years from now, if they can find a way to make sure that they can pay all of those guys, probably got to get better on defense. Like that is going to be an insane core of elite offensive weapons.
And you know how the game works when you have the rookie quarterback who you clearly know can play at a high level. Now you invest.
Yeah.
If you're the owner, the GM, we got to go get some veteran guys maybe on defense, offensive line, whatever that may be, because we've seen teams win at a pretty high clip when they have that rookie quarterback on that rookie contract. And so I love what you brought up about the core. I love the investment they made in Caleb this offseason to kind of set that tone.
Oh, no doubt.
And some people thought this may take a while. Ben Johnson's offense is complicated. You heard some of that stuff. And those guys really from start to finish have thrown out a really good product.
I'll say this. It is a complicated offense, and he wants to do many things, which we saw on display Saturday night. But the base of what he had to do, at least in year one, was to get Caleb to playing structure, was to get him to go through a progression without looking like an idiot. And he got him to that point. And, of course, you get some of those highlight plays where you just let him be him.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it is go through the progression. All right, wide receiver, Colson Loveland in the middle of the field is always going to be a pretty good option for him, whatever tight end. They got 3 of them that can catch the ball, right? Like, that's the kind of stuff to me where it's like they have set the foundation.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to our guy, JT Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Developing.
Man.
Developing.
Phenomenal.
Would not be surprised a few years down the road. JT Barrett's getting an interview for this.
He's going to be on that rocket ship.
For that, because to your point, when you are a good coach in your own right, but that translates to what people are seeing on the field, people are going to say, well, wait a minute. The guy that's helping him, maybe we get that in our building.
Yeah.
Right?
He's in the right tree, too.
Yeah.
That's the other part about it. You get around some of these coaches, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, right? Like, you get on that right path from the right tree, and all of a sudden you're cooking.
No doubt about it. No doubt. I wanted to see real quick, JP. So the Bears will host the Rams Sunday. So they will play on Sunday. LA
feels like some points can be had in that game.
No doubt. I mean, and we'll see Stafford a little banged up on the throwing hand. We'll see what that looks like. TLC, I think you got some sound from Ben Johnson. What do you want us to hear?
Oh, yeah. He was in the press conference. You mentioned the whole F the Packers chant in the locker room after the game. He was actually asked about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, there's a rivalry that exists between these two teams, something that I fully recognize and I'm a part of. And, I mean, I don't like that team. So George and I have talked, and we're on the same page.
I love it.
I don't like that team.
I love that he didn't back down because he's like, oh, now I'm in front of the media. Let me cool. I don't like him. I was coached against him in Detroit. Now I'm the head coach here in Chicago. That is a division rival. No love lost there.
It feels like this is something that we need more of in the NFL, in my opinion. The game is one thing, the quality of the game, but it feels so sterile sometimes, right? Like it doesn't feel like there's enough of that going on.
Right.
And especially with Ben Johnson kind of being the new kid on the block and the Bears like getting back to winning after such a long time. I like that it's coming from them especially. Like, this is good.
I'm here for that. One thing I was here for was something that happened after the Eagles game, because the Eagles season is now over. Brock Purdy and that crew go into Philly's house, come out of that thing with a 23-19 win. Before we react to some of that, I want you to hear from a young Eagles fan and how he feels about some of the guys on the team.
Yes, this was a huge letdown. This was my Christmas present, and I got a loss.
Oh, no. You probably would have rather had Cole, huh?
Yeah, probably. I'm feeling two of two things. A, I want A.J. Brown packing his bags, and I want him somewhere else that is not here. I love you, A.J., but, like, you can't make those drops in that game. And I also want Kevin Patullo flipping burgers at, like, the local McDonald's or something. I don't care.
Why do you say that?
Whenever he's an offensive coordinator, it's like he's flipping burgers. One side, he's cooking. One half he's cooking. And the other half is completely raw.
How can you not love that, man?
It's good.
One of my favorite things is just after a game, win or lose, when you have either news outlets or just people that have, like, your YouTube channel, just recording fans in the raw emotion. Like the bing bong stuff with the Knicks fans, like that stuff is top notch whenever you get them outside of Madison Square Garden. But I don't think he's alone in that, because we saw the negativity spill out onto the field yesterday between Sirianni and A.J. Brown. And I know Sirianni tried to clean it up after the fact, but that raw emotion, JP, has been brewing all year. A.J. Brown's been a frustrated guy, and it came to the surface yesterday with those two guys going at it.
So, I'll ask the question once again.
Yeah.
What is your trust level in Nick Sirianni? Because to me, to me, we know that he can win, right? He's put together great regular seasons, obviously being a championship coach, all of that matters. But it seems like when his roster starts or his coaching staff starts to turn over, right, and he's got to be back in control of the offense a little bit more, things don't go well. The handling of the players in the locker room and some of the drama that happens there, it feels like he's not the adult in the room when it comes to the beef that goes on at times.
I think that's fair. Yesterday, where he's sprinting down the sideline to get after A.J. Brown. Now, I think the scenario was he wanted him off the field, which I think a lot of coaches would say, what are you doing? But I think that's just been a sensitive thing all year. And A.J. Brown's one of those guys that he's not going to back down. No. Because he's been heated all season about the offense and not having fun and enjoying the ride all season. And so when you publicly, probably in his mind, disrespect him, you're not going to get a player that's just going to be like, my bad, coach, you're right, I'm going to the bench. You saw A.J. Brown trying to get after his head coach. And they don't have the Travis Kelce, Andy Reid dynamic. No. Where we've seen that between those two, but we know their relationship is overly positive.
But why don't they have that?
It's a great question.
I can tell you why.
Is it because the system AJ is in?
It is because you can trust Andy Reid, period.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's that dude. Even when you beef with him, it's like when you beef with your dad. And you're like, he's
Still
probably
my guy.
right.
Still my guy.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think Sirianni has that type of cachet yet. I don't think he's been around the block long enough to have that type of cachet.
Which is kind of surprising to hear, considering he's been at the top of the mountain.
No doubt.
Right?
But it's the length of time that he's been doing I think is where guys might look at him and be like, you're not there yet.
I'm not going to be surprised either if we get news from Shefty or one of those big-time NFL reporters that A.J. Brown wants out of Philly. I think he's at that point.
Could be.
I think he's at that point. Coming up next, it's Party Like a Raw Star, folks, with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. One of the great annoyances in life, at least for me, is the check engine light, right? You get in your car, you see the check engine light, and you go, I got to take care of that. I don't know what it is. So you let it sit there forever. It bugs you, and eventually a bigger problem happens. Well, every day in your house, your check engine light might be on, but it's not your engine. It's your windows, because you sit down on your couch, you feel the cold, drafty air coming in through your windows, and you go, I got to do something about these windows. But just like the check engine light, I'm afraid of how much it's going to cost, and I don't know where to go. I can't help you with your check engine light, but I can help you with your windows. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale is going on now. Stop wasting money by letting the warm air in your house escape through your cold, drafty windows. You're spending more on your heating bills when you don't have to. Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale is the perfect time to address this problem. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. That could be yours as well. Schedule an estimate today. WindowNation.com.
Did you know that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February? And did you know there's a good chance it's just hormones? Hi, I'm Evan Bass, founder of the Columbus Men's Clinic, and I started this clinic a decade ago to take care of men. If your testosterone is low, then motivation, energy, and drive often follow too. And keeping resolutions can feel like walking through mud, and even more so as we age. ED and low T tend to get worse if untreated. And guys, you're not alone. Your physician-led support team at the Columbus Men's Clinic has your back. For years, we've effectively treated ED and low T comprehensively, and with proven treatments dialed in just for you. With same-day booking, you can meet our passionate medical team, and by this afternoon, you'll leave with a plan that's designed to be sustainable for life. The number one thing we hear guys say is, I forgot how I used to feel. Guys, it's time to feel amazing and crush this new year. Call my team right now and let us treat you to an unforgettable experience. Dial 614-300-7400 or go to columbusmensclinic.com. That's columbusmensclinic.com.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs, nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Let's all gather into the Kiki. It's time to party like a Roth star.
All right, welcome back in. Joshua Perry in the house today. Programming note, Coach Diebler's show will be tomorrow from noon to 1 right here on The Fan. So today, top of the hour in about 13 minutes, we're doing The Floor is Yours. If you don't know what The Floor is Yours is, it's exactly what it sounds like. You get to call in and talk to us about whatever you want to talk about. So line them up. Can't wait to hear from you. Top of the hour, 614-821-9710 is TLC's hotline number. JP, I'm going to lead it off. This week. First candidate for Party Like a Rock Star. I'm going with Drake May and Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
I'm going with Drake May and Mike Vrabel because sometimes you got to win an ugly fight. Sometimes you just got to do whatever it takes, and sometimes the numbers aren't going to be as sexy as you want them to be. And I think that happened yesterday for the New England Patriots, specifically the aerial attack for New England. Wasn't a big monster day for them on that side of the ball and the playmakers. But what Drake May did with his legs is something that we've seen for a few years now going back to UNC. So Drake May rips off that long run of 37 yards, leaves the game with 10 carries for 66 yards. And you go back to those last 2 years when he was at North Carolina, this is a guy that racked up 16 rushing touchdowns combined over the last 2 years. So that's always been in his bag. I like the feel of his game yesterday, even though it wasn't the cleanest output for him. And then on the other side of that is his head coach, who has just come in, JP, tightened the screws on the franchise a little bit and got things in order. We know Braves is always going to have a solid defense. The Patriots in the regular season, 4th best when we talk points per game allowed. They hold the Chargers to 3. They're moving on. Big time stuff from them yesterday. Patriots are back to their winning ways, JP.
Yeah, I had Mike Vrabel on my list as well, and it's well deserved. You mentioned it, just what he's able to do from a culture standpoint, from a management and coaching standpoint, and also to have a young quarterback really looking like a dude that's, have to find some money for him down the line here. Right? Like, it's been really good to watch. And by the way, it's a Patriots team where people were like, oh, they really didn't play anybody all regular season. It's the easiest schedule. It's like, okay, well, let's just roll out during the postseason and completely stifle the opposing offense. So I'm definitely here for it. All right, let me give you another one.
Go ahead.
From the NFL. Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
And I mentioned him when we were talking about Caleb Williams and just the Bears' performance over the weekend. 8 receptions, 137 yards. And it felt like any time they needed a play, extended drive, get back on schedule, Caleb Williams knew to look for his tight end. And I'm curious how you would rank him among current tight ends. I'm curious what the ceiling for this dude's career can be, because what I saw in playoff football was amazing.
It really was. And you look around the league, whether it's Brock Bowers, whether it's Colston Loveland, you still got some of the OG tight ends that are hanging around and doing their thing. There's no doubt some talent there. And we hear from coaches all the time, right, JP? Like, that could be a nice safety net for any quarterback at any age, is to have that. Think of the years that we just saw Brady and Gronk just killing.
Oh, yeah.
Middle of the field, slicing and dicing, Dallas Clark, Peyton Manning. I mean, the list just goes.
I watched
on.
Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates when I was out there.
Absolutely,
Gates
man.
was an old man still getting open.
Kent State's finest.
Yeah.
Antonio Gates. All right, I'm going to the Niners-Eagles game for this one. I'm going DeMarcus Robinson Jr. I don't know if he's a junior. Maybe I had a little bit of sauce on the last night. DeMarcus Robinson from Florida had himself a day yesterday. Playmakers, Ricky Pearsall hasn't been as reliable as they wanted him to be coming out of Florida as a first-round pick. He's had a rough year just due to injury. But they were getting after the secondary for the Eagles. DeMarcus Robinson, 7 targets, 6 catches in the game, $111 and 1 touchdown. They come out of that thing with a win. And they're now maybe even more on his plate because we found out the unfortunate news after the game that George Kittle's going to be out of sight, out of mind for a long time because he popped his Achilles. He planted that right foot, and you could see the tendon just go. And it's one of the cringiest injuries to watch happen on the fly because you could just literally see it happening. So feel for George Kittle. But this is a guy now that whether you're Juwan Jennings, whether you're obviously Christian McCaffrey, but some of these receivers are going to have to step up if the Niners want to continue to move on. But DeMarcus Robinson showed up and showed out in Philly this weekend, partying like a rock star for the Niners.
Man, I saw him galloping up and down the field. I was like, damn. And it was early, too. I mean, he was getting started early and often, and that's what you need, right? It was definitely one of those things where it felt like they were going to have to move the football in order to win that game. So it was good to see. All right, let's take it back to Friday night.
Let's do it.
You mentioned the guy. Fernando Mendoza.
It's only right.
He has more touchdown passes in the college football playoff than incompletions.
Say that again?
More touchdown passes in the college football playoff than incompletions. 8 touchdowns, 5 incompletions. Yeah. And we're seeing it. We're seeing the reasons why people are so excited about him as a prospect. I don't know if I'm quite there yet in terms of it translating into the NFL, but this is what you see. You see the accuracy, you see the leadership, his ability to adjust at the line of scrimmage. And then the thing that he's kind of unlocked a little bit is he'll scamper around to get some yards on the ground when the play starts breaking down. You start looking at this awkward athlete outrunning people to the first down marker. It's been very impressive and obviously complete team, but they got the quarterback for sure.
I like that call, man. And I'm going to go with a guy that is no longer playing. But this is a guy that is in the booth. I thought Tom Brady had a heck of a day yesterday on the call. And if you missed it, this is a bit of a visual / audio thing, but it was a very windy day yesterday at the game that he was calling. And here's his breakdown of what the quarterback goes through and what he needs to do to throw through the wind.
Yeah, so what you see it, and I talk about the point of the ball a lot. You see it from, well, I'll start in this angle. This is kind of like a neutral plane. This is when the poise slightly down. When you're throwing into the wind, it has to be neutral. If the point of the ball is up, any wind friction is going to push that ball up over the top. So as a quarterback, you don't really like that U throw underneath because naturally that's going to point the tip of the ball up. You'd like more of a C or an inverse, a reverse C. That's how you kind of control the point of the ball, and then you can kind of just snap it off as you throw it. But in these windy conditions, you can't be underneath the ball. There's too much wind surface of the ball to knock it off its path.
For me, watching games like that, I love those type of details from guys that have been there, done that, and guys that have been to the top of the mountain. He's arguably the best to ever do it. So I thought Tom Brady was good on the call yesterday, and that really stuck with me. Coming in here this morning, it was him breaking down what the quarterback is going through in a windy game and what he needs to do to continue to push the ball through the air and be effective.
Very good out of him. And I agree. Like that's what you do as a player when you're up there that differentiates. It's why you're there. So it's great to hear. And by the way, anytime you're getting compared to Tony Romo at this point, you tend to look good. So he's seizing opportunity there. I'll give you one more.
Yep.
Bryce Young will be interesting.
Very much so.
Because saw something out of him, right? Like completion percentage might not have been great, but he was getting that team up and down the field, using his legs to score the touchdown. And now you start to ask the question, like, where does it all fit in the big picture?
Sounds like they're going to pick up the fifth-year option. To your point, will they go beyond that right now and do an extension?
It becomes interesting.
And it was interesting because they highlighted, well, hey, when they took the training wheels off and allowed him to push the ball downfield, and you see what you got there. That game absolutely delivered as well. Hopefully you guys are ready to deliver because your segment is right around the corner. The floor is yours at the top of the hour. 614-821-9710 is our hotline number. TLC is ready for you. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today, we're in my showroom to demonstrate how efficient our windows are.
Whew, it's really cold in here, Wilson.
We call that eco-friendly organic air conditioning.
Drafty windows are a major problem for energy bills and comfort. It's one of the biggest reasons why people get Pella windows.
It really is a problem, Leslie. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, looking like a beanbag with legs.
Get the windows that can completely change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Hey, everybody. This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. I wanted to give you guys a little update on my Awaken 180 weight loss journey. I started this plan a little bit before the new year started, and not because I'm extra disciplined or heroic or anything like that. I just got tired of waiting for the perfect time to make a change with my own life. And now here we are, second week of January, and I'm already down more than 20 pounds. 20. While most people are still figuring out if they're actually going to start their resolution, I've got 3 weeks of progress quite literally under my belt. But here's the thing. It's not too late for you either. You could start today and still be down 20 pounds by the end of January with results like mine. That is what happens when you have a real plan. Awaken 180 gives you structure, coaching, and actual support, not just motivation that fades by week 2. So if weight loss is your goal and you haven't started yet or have already given up, there's no judgment here. Just don't wait another week. Because a few weeks from now, you could be saying what I'm saying. This is already working. Awaken180weightloss.com.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement. As the Midwest's fastest growing 5-star bathroom remodeler, we're more than just transformations. We're a community driven by a mission to bring your dreams to life. Our installation team, part of the Baths R Us community, isn't just skilled. They're dedicated to respecting your home. Each day, they bring craftsmanship and hustle, turning your dream space, no matter the size, into reality. Together, we embrace a culture that values diversity, collaboration, and giving back. From supporting local projects to fostering a workplace where every voice is valued. Babs R Us is more than a company. It's a community of experts. We're also expanding locations to create more possibilities for homeowners across the Midwest. Wherever you are, you'll find us ready to turn your dreams into something you can see, feel, and enjoy every day. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BAB to schedule your free estimate or go to babsrus.com. Babs R Us, where dreams soak in.
This weekend, the Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Ohio Credit Union, is back and bigger than ever at the Ohio Expo Center. Whether it's your first adventure or you're a seasoned outdoor enthusiast, this show has it all. One ticket gets you into all three buildings so you can see the latest in RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf carts, and more. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 9th through 18th. Get details and tickets at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. After a 78-69 win at Illinois and 89-76 win at number 8 Maryland, Ohio State women's basketball moved up to 14th in the AP Top 25. Buckeyes were led by sophomore Jelani Cambridge, who was named Naismith Player of the Week after scoring 41 points against the Fighting Illini, then notching 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists against the Terrapins. OSU next hosts Penn State Wednesday at 6:30. In the transfer portal, Ohio State football added former Duke safety Terry Moore, who missed last season with a torn ACL but was PFF's second highest graded safety 2 years ago. Buckeyes freshman wideout Quincy Porter is transferring to Notre Dame after 4 catches for 59 yards last season. This update is sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling, together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating!
This is Rothman and Ice.
That it is. Welcome in. Joshua Perry in the house today for AR. Bottom of the hour, AK Adam King, the man that sits on the Iron Throne over at 10 TV, stops by to talk all things sports, all things Buckeyes. Looking forward to that. Right now, though, because of the Coach Diebler show being tomorrow at 12 o'clock here, right here on The Fan, we're doing The Floor Is Yours. So get on in here. 614-821-9710 is our hotline number. JP, TLC, and myself are ready to hear from you. TLC, who we got lined up today? Where are we starting?
Vaughn in Columbus.
Vaughn, welcome in. Happy Monday, man. How we feeling today?
They were doing pretty good, guys. Just wanted to come in and talk about what you guys talked about earlier, the schedule for next season, which I think could be, nothing but a positive. Like we keep seeing from these NFL teams, these college teams, like it's a completely different game when you're trying to play football with the lead. Holding the lead going into the fourth, we see nothing but score changes and a lot of these wild card playoff games and the college football playoffs. So being tested is one thing, but, a solution that Kurt Signetti found was just blowing out a team, whether they're competition or not competition. And he did that from the beginning of the season. I actually called the fan call-in show on the Sunday one right after the Michigan win, and I said 6 points after halftime is just not something, you can sustain through the playoffs. Like, it's not something that's going to win you the Big Ten championship. And unfortunately, I was right. So hopefully through that next schedule, it's not all about struggling and, maybe it's about dominating and actually finding, these players, because they're always new players. We can blame the coach, we can blame the system, the program, but these new players get used to actually dominating a team, whether they're good, whether they're not, and then keeping the lead.
Good call, Vaughn. We appreciate you. Yeah, JP, we touched on it earlier. For the folks that don't know, it'll be Texas, Indiana, a trip to Nebraska next year, obviously Michigan, Oregon, and USC on that schedule.
Yeah, and Vaughn mentioned this idea of Indiana blowing teams out, which we saw that the last couple of games. And when they played Illinois as their first big matchup, we saw what they did there. Mm-hmm. This is also a team that trailed Iowa late. It was messy in Eugene for a little bit until they pulled away, had to come back against Penn State, against Ohio State, similar deal. So they had both. They figured out how to win when they were tested and the games were sticky, but they also went out there and proved that they could put the gas on too.
That's a good point. TLC, who's next?
We got Rusty and Logan.
Rusty, what's going on? Welcome in. The floor is yours. How we doing?
Doing good down here in Logan, home of Katie Smith, the world's greatest high school basketball player ever. All righty. Real quick, why can't we do some sort of buyout when these kids go in the portal? They are under contract. Schools like Washington State got absolutely nothing for developing Cam Ward and Riley Leonard. Why can't we figure that out?
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. JP, what do you think of that?
So I think it's a couple of things. These contracts have liquidated damages in them, which is not supposed to be punitive, and they're hard to calculate. And so I think that's a portion of it. Secondly, I think schools are scared to enforce these clauses because they don't want to scare off future recruits. And then number 3, it's a contract, but it's not an employment contract, so you can't really put a buyout in there in a typical sense, and I think that's part of the problem too.
Yeah, I think you're on it. TLC, who's stepping in now?
Malachi in Westerville.
Malachi in Westerville, welcome in. How we feeling? The floor is yours.
Feeling great. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
My take of the day is, I think it's gonna be a little unpopular, but I think Miami's gonna hang 35 at least on Indiana this upcoming Monday.
Okay. So Malachi feeling that hurricane juice right now. He thinks that offense maybe found something, JP. I would be surprised if either team in the game got to 35 on Monday night.
I would be more surprised if Miami got there. Their offense really hasn't been that, right?
I agree.
Ole Miss defensively wasn't great, so they were able to get some points up there. But I will say this. Miami has to be feeling so disrespected right now with the way that everybody in media is talking about Indiana, and they're talking about this game. Yeah. And we were talking about how maybe their fans won't even be able to pack out a home national championship, and they've got the talent and they've got the tradition, the history, and people aren't talking about them like that. So who knows?
Vegas right now, JP, the line on this game is Indiana is favored by 8.5 points.
See, and that's, again, Mario's going to be reminding everybody.
And we know what type of game they want to play with Mario Cristobal at the helm, right? And with the Fletcher guy, a running back, and how they can get after you up front, they're going to want to slow down this Indiana offense. It's easier said than done.
Right.
But that's where Miami has made a lot of money recently, is grinding the game down a little bit.
They're Ohio State in the sense that they like to stand over the football and let the clock run down before they snap it.
No doubt. TLC, who's next?
Chad's in Worthington.
Chad in Worthington, welcome in. The floor is yours. How we feeling?
Good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Just wanted to say I'm huge Browns, and I think that I don't care what it takes, we got to get Harbaugh as the coach. He took our old team, Baltimore, to the Super Bowl, and I think he can take the Browns. We got to get this guy. I don't care what it takes.
Okay. I like it. I mean, look, I think he is kind of the belle of the ball for a lot of franchises right now because of what his resume looks like. And as a Browns fan, you've seen it twice a year, right? Like how solid his teams have usually been and a lot of the appearances in the postseason. And I just think if you're looking for any structure right now from the next head coach. And I think that would be a nice warm blanket, not only for Browns fans, but Giants, Dolphins, whoever it may be.
Right.
You're seeing a lot of the reporting over the weekend that a lot of teams are really honing in on trying to make their pitch as sexy as possible for John Harbaugh.
I mean, he feels like the first domino that's really going to fall before teams start turning the page to other candidates. Here's the reality of the situation. He is going to be in the driver's seat of his recruitment, if you want to call it that. He ain't picking the Cleveland Browns.
We're going to get into that in the next segment because there's some new guys in the building today, and we will talk about that. But it feels like Harbaugh is like that big free agent in sports, right, where he has to go first, and then everything else will start to fill itself out. Who we got next, TLC?
Austin is in Lewis Center.
Austin, welcome in. The floor is yours. How we doing?
Another beautiful day in Columbus. I just wanted to say, JP, I hope you know who this is. I have a throwback story, and it'll make you laugh. When we were playing Little League behind Shanahan Middle School, and you and your older brother did a one-on-one drill. We didn't have pads on yet, and you ran through him and rocked him. I will never forget that. And playing with you in Little League all the way through, we all knew that you were going to be special. And today's my birthday, by the way. So I'm
happy birthday.
You didn't post on my face for it. So it's all good.
Happy birthday. Welcome for the call. Thanks for taking us inside the hot tub chime machine. That's on brand for you. You're a beast, man.
I feel like I know exactly which Austin that is too. We communicate back and forth still to this day. I was a roughneck. I was a brute. I was a hellion back in the day. I'm receiving the payback for that with my son, who will just, headbutt you in a moment's notice. But built to do it.
Are you going to try to guide him towards football, or are you going to let him do his thing?
I'm going to guide him toward whatever makes him happy.
Yeah.
But the thing I will say is he will sit down on the couch and be like, football or dad.
Okay.
And so we'll flip the TV on and we'll watch some football.
To make you feel good.
It's great.
TLC, we got a couple more?
Yeah, we got one more, and he's coming out like a bull out of the cage. Danny in Delaware.
Okay, he's back. Danny, welcome back. We missed you last week. How you feeling today?
Happy New Year, gentlemen. Happy New Year. I apologize for taking PTO last week. I was halfway through a 2-week bender. First week, I was in deep, dark depression, hanging out in my shower with the devil's lettuce and some absinthe, recovering from the Buckeyes choke job. And then the second week, the Browns came out and totally redeemed themselves with firing Kevin Lawrence Stefanski. I took a nice little trip to the top of Piestewa Peak in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, to cleanse my soul and shout to the heavens, victory! Stefanski's cheeks have been spared from being clapped for another year. Bad finish to 25, amazing start to 2026. Dynamic of the division is changing, boys. The plan is working perfectly.
I mean, as always, he just delivers. Dropped a little Johnny Drama in there. I think there was an Entourage reference in there with the victory shout right there. I think there are a lot of Browns fans that feel that way, JP. That, look, Kevin Stefanski, thank you, but it's time. It's time, brother.
We'll talk about it. I agree with the Browns fans on it, but I am curious to see where they turn the page to.
There is a man that is in the building today, and maybe he is the answer. We will fill you in on the latest interview happening in Cleveland after the break. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The best thing about watching football this weekend, talking football on Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan.
Have a good day. Stay warm. So my teenage son just went to school in shorts and a hoodie. It's 3 degrees. At least I know he'll be warm in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Ah, you do want the coat.
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And you can clip and save more with digital coupons in the Kroger app. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. So it's always easy to save big. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Check out this deal on fresh Tyson natural chicken. Select varieties are on sale now. Buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Playoffs? Yeah, we're watching the playoffs at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join me, Scotty Vegas, and Dave Biddle from On the Money Saturday, January 17th, starting at 4:30. The inflatable football toss will be out to show off your arm and win prizes. Watch and bet on the playoff games at the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus, where Michigan fans get pie in their face, and you won't find better value than the steak dinner. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Right now, save on new 2026 Tucson with 0.99% financing for up to 60 months. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com. With approved credit. Ends 2/2.
Wrinkles, gray hair, and hearing loss are common signs of getting older. But being short of breath, having tightness in your chest, coughing, and wheezing are not. If you are experiencing these symptoms, You may be one of the millions of people who are living with a condition called COPD but don't know it. Early diagnosis and treatment can add years of better breathing to your life. For more information, talk to your doctor and visit copdfoundation.org today.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
For today, expect a mostly sunny start to the work week with highs a lot warmer than yesterday, getting into the low 40s. However, with breezy winds, we'll have that wind chill in place. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows in the upper 20s. And then for Tuesday, a nice mix of sun and clouds and milder with breezy winds continuing and highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Bottom of the hour, Adam King joins us. Joshua Perry in the house today. JP, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Because this was a conversation I was having with a friend of mine the other day. You get stuck with only one cookie for the rest of your life. One flavor of a cookie the rest of your life. When you think, man, I want a cookie. This is what you have to eat time and time again. What are you rolling with?
See, this is difficult. Okay. I just got through a holiday season where I was from scratch chefing up chocolate chip cookies that were pretty bussin'. I love a sugar cookie.
Okay.
I like Thin Mints, Girl Scout cookies.
Put them in the fridge, freezer? What we doing?
Freezer.
Okay, freezer.
For sure.
Okay.
But if there is one cookie that I think I would roll with, it's the Biscoff cookie that you get on the airplane. And they have one now that's a sandwich cookie. So it's got the two Biscoffs. It's got the cream filling.
Okay.
And I order those on Amazon. That would be my cookie of choice.
Okay, TLC, one cookie of choice for the rest of your life. What flavor are you rocking with?
Can I get like the old school Max and Irma's just chocolate chip?
I like
but
this
like
call.
Straight out of the oven?
Okay, I like this call because I used to love going to Max and Irma's with my parents, and they had like the little sundae station you can make, right? Your own sundae with all the good ice creams. But those chocolate chip cookies from Max and Irma's were absolute fire. So that's a win right there. That's it though for you? You're stamping that.
How about those I don't even know what they're called, but like the really soft sugar cookies that you see at like 4th of July parties and stuff?
The Loft House cookies.
Yes.
Those are kind of ass.
What?
I used to love them when I was a kid. They were my favorite. And then as I've expanded my palate as a grown man, I do not enjoy them nearly as much. We're looking at a hot pack of ass.
Okay, I like that. So, I think I would have to go with a snickerdoodle cookie. It's just something about cinnamon sugar that just works for me. And it's a combination of what you said, because I love a good sugar cookie, but that dash and splash of cinnamon sugar You just cannot beat it for me.
It's a pretty good pull.
Yeah, I'm going
pretty good pull.
I'm going Snickerdoodle. If you're in the chat, let TLC know what the best cookie is if you could only eat one the rest of your life. TLC, do you want to redeem yourself? I see a little look in your eye that maybe you want to step back into the batter's box.
This may be skirting the system. Can I just go cookie dough and like put in some ice cream or something?
That's a win as well.
Okay.
That is also a win as well. You got to be careful with that, though, right? You're not supposed to eat a whole bunch of that, if at all.
No.
What's the ruling on that?
So I'll jump in on this. People are like, oh, the raw egg, you can't do it. Eggs are pasteurized. I've eaten raw eggs before straight out the shell.
What are you, Rocky?
When I was trying to get bulked up, yes, I was.
Straight out the shell.
Crack it right into your mouth.
You're not even doing the Rocky, put it on a cup.
No, just crack it right into your mouth.
An egg like it's a beer.
Let it slide down your throat. Pause. Like that's what. So you can do the cookie dough. They're just trying to scare you.
Okay. No, I used to because I was like as a kid.
Josh is like, I turned out fine.
Yeah, I'm done. Look at me. I'm good. Let's go up to Cleveland, fellas, because the in-house interview today for your Cleveland Browns, ladies and gentlemen, is one Mike McDaniel, former Miami Dolphins head coach, and so he's an interesting guy for me right now.
Why?
Because the way that things fizzled out in Miami over the last couple of years, in my opinion, I don't know if his name is that sexy anymore. At least it wouldn't be for me if I were a fan.
Okay.
Like, I don't want the Ravens to hire Mike McDaniel.
I agree with that.
I want Mike McDaniel on the staff as an offensive coordinator. That's what I would want, similar to what Robert Saleh is doing with San Francisco. When you get that guy back into that role, I think he can really shine. Another reason why there would be a little pause for me when it comes to him being the next Browns head coach is when this guy really was cooking, there was elite weaponry in his system that he had to work with. And you go back to 2022, fourth in the league in passing yards. 2023, they had the number one offense in the NFL when we're talking total yards per game. I don't see that right now, even though there are some young playmakers to build around. However, we don't really know what we're getting from Quinshon Judkins right out of the gate next year. Harold Fannin, I believe it. I think you can stamp that. Every year he's going to be a constant. But the juice in that Miami offense came from the wide receiver position.
No doubt.
And how Tua was able to get the ball out quick, and Waddle and Tyreek Hill could yak up or use a lot of yak to their benefit within that offense. And so if I were a Browns fan, what would be appealing to me? Offensive coordinators Mike McDaniel, defensive coordinators Jim Schwartz, somebody else is the head honcho up there in the land.
I think that makes a ton of sense. My biggest issue with Mike McDaniel coming to Cleveland, at least, is the word that you used earlier, structure. He doesn't feel like the most structured coach that's available, right? Like not a strong disciplinarian, right? Like not a guy who you feel like is going to come in and enforce whatever he says day one is for the culture and for the rules of the organization. So that alone to me is a disqualifier. I agree with what you're saying offensively, where maybe does the weaponry right now fit what his perfect vision for an offense would be? I think no, but I also think that he would be really good for Shedeur Sanders or whoever the quarterback's going to be. And part of this thing too, at least with the state of the Browns offensive line right now, anything that does get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly, just as a philosophy, I think is a benefit. So I see where they're at, and I see why you would want to sit down with him and familiarize and pick his brain and understand his philosophies, because that might be something you want to incorporate with whoever you hire.
Yeah. And owners,
I don't think you can hire him.
I don't think so either. Timing just doesn't feel right on this one. Ownership may be comfortable with him. He was in their building before, wide receiver coach back in 2014. Maybe that will benefit him. We shall see. It does look like another name that they have requested to interview is the Rams pass game coordinator. And so this is one of those guys that's attached to Sean McVay. How do you feel about that, JP? And just, hey, because you coached under this guy, we should give you a chance because of the system that he runs. Does that always automatically mean that that guy's going to take what McVay does or KOC is doing in Minnesota and bringing it to your building? Does that, for you, if you were an owner and a GM, how much would you invest in, well, this guy was coaching under said coach, and that's why we should believe in him?
I think that there's something to it. We've seen this be successful before, where you go through certain coaching trees because you like the philosophy or whatever they bring, or, you know, how they discipline, whatever the case is. I think you have to get really comfortable with the guy, because you don't know if that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think that you can replicate great coaches by hiring their coaches. But I do think there is something to this idea of some coaches have systems that you like, and they're really good at getting guys ready to lead. Mm-hmm. So I'm 50-50 on it. Like, you can't fall victim into saying, like, oh, it's like the Belichick guys, right? Like, they were hot for a while. How'd that work out?
Right. Didn't work out well at all. So the name, I think we're going Nate Schlehouse or Schlehouse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Schlehouse. This is the guy that the Browns want to interview, pass game coordinator, and I guess some people are using, hey, he's an offensive wizard. That's out there. So we shall see. But what this comes down to at the end of the day is they got to just figure out what the heck's happening under center up there. That's been the problem.
Yeah.
We could talk a lot about the coaching stuff and how that's held them back. And yes, the whole Freddie Kitchens era and all that stuff was not great. But they just haven't had a guy week in and week out to where you know what you're getting. Browns fans right now, you would love to have a guy like Bryce Young. Maybe not the guy with the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
But a guy that you feel like can consistently bring you something productive. And in this league, until you find somebody that gives you a safe floor, you're going to be behind in this sport.
I'm there with you, but I also feel like it's more complicated.
Okay, tell me why.
They got a lot of work to do.
They do, but that's
filling in. They got some gaps to fill in.
That's the building block, though, that can really
no doubt
help, soothe some of the other stuff.
Yeah, I think you look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders, and if you ask the question, if he was a 5-year vet instead of a rook, how would you feel about him as that kind of stabilizer? Right, because people were in on the Flacco thing. He's an old dude who got up off the couch, and it's not because he could necessarily do things athletically that other guys can't do. It's just knowledge, right? Like ability to just run an offense, and I feel like that has to be a part of the thought process too. Just get guys to a point where they can actually run the offense.
That's something Kevin Stefanski talked about when he was having to go away from Jameis Winston. This is a guy that just. I guess you could say more times than not was hurting the offense. While, yes, you could have some of those peaks, big-time throws, and you catch Jameis on a heater, he really looks the part. But as a play caller, he can't help us, right? He's not helping me and helping the team right now. And to your point, Flacco was a grown-up in the room, right? He could come in and keep things in order, right? He's an unk for sure out there doing his thing. And so I just think this whole scenario right now for the Browns is just so fascinating because we're going to be talking about again in training camp, well, what are the reps going to look like? How many reps is Shedeur getting? How many is Deshaun getting? How many is Dylan? And maybe they add another quarterback to this room. So no matter who the next guy is, this is not going to be clean unless that head coach definitively comes out and said, this is the guy, we're rolling with him until proven otherwise.
What was that quarterback room like last spring?
Flacco? It was Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur, and not Pickett. It was Pickett. Yeah, and Kenny Pickett was there. And they traded him, I think, to the Raiders.
I don't think you can do that again.
No, I don't know if we'll ever get the answer as to why they decided to take both Dylan and Shedeur. My theory has always been I think ownership stepped in after that and said, well, Shedeur's on the board. We're taking him.
Right, best available.
Because Andrew and Kevin made their decision in the third round to go with Dylan. And so I think maybe Jimmy Haslam, I don't know if he'll ever admit it, but I think that's where the call came from.
So I actually don't dislike the idea that they did that, though.
Why?
I think more teams should get comfortable with drafting 2 quarterbacks in one class.
I'm out, JP.
Why?
Because I don't think there's a flow within your offseason that will benefit the team as far as what practice looks like. I don't think that they can get better and learn the system that they need to without getting the amount of reps I think necessary. And also, I like to push to the side self-inflicted distractions. And I think this was a self-inflicted distraction by the Browns.
I think it's because of who they took as a second quarterback. That was the distraction. But this idea, if you needed a quarterback and you picked one in the first round and then you picked another quarterback on day 3, I don't know if it's going to be that exact distraction unless that quarterback is Shedeur Sanders. We see where teams pick a quarterback and then the next year they pick another one as like a later guy. Like, I don't see the issue with doing that.
I hear what you're saying about Shedeur. I think that's outside of the building noise that's there.
Right.
But I think I'm honing in on, like, and you know what it takes throughout these practices. that can't be very clean, though, right? Like day in and day out, having to zig and zagging back and forth with two guys.
Well, I think if you're trying to get them both starter reps, then probably not. But I think having the safety blanket second quarterback in the same class is not a bad thing.
Be interesting to see if teams follow that for sure. We haven't seen it much, but I hear what you're saying for sure. Coming up in 2 minutes, the man that sits on the Iron Throne, he's Adam King from 10 TV. He stops by right after the break. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Well, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
These two have a ton in common. Anthony loves hockey, and Matty's always cold. This is Rothman and Ice.
I'm not the only one that's cold, because Adam King has stopped by, and apparently he loved Aaron Andrews' coat so much he said, give me some of that. Adam King, the man that sits on the Iron Throne from 10 TV in the house today. AK, what's going on, man?
You know, I love wearing a coat like this. I'm ready for Antarctica, but I like wearing a coat like this because it feels like a warm hug the whole day. Yeah, you know?
Nice. It's a nice coat.
And everywhere you walk around here, everybody in this building runs cold. I don't know what's going, or they run hot, I mean, because everywhere you go, it's 55 degrees in this building.
I'm freezing. I don't know how TLC just has on a T-shirt. Now, he does have on a beanie, but I'm jacket and a hoodie right now. It's always freezing in this thing.
TLC and I aren't on speaking terms.
I heard. Well, can you address our guest real quick? This is a national champion here right now. This is Joshua Perry, by the way.
I just want to say congratulations on your national champion.
Oh, man. Great to have Adam and Joshua Perry, as always.
The legend right here.
No doubt he is. No doubt about that. But word on the street is they're a little back and forth between you and Cole. Like, what's going on?
Okay, so here's the problem. You guys have employed a man who has the worst takes on earth, and you continue to put a microphone in front of his face and allow him to say things, and that gives him some gusto when he gets to the internet, and then he starts spouting off, and honestly, it's getting out of control.
Can you give examples
what happened?
Of these takes?
What happened?
Cole, Cole, you want to say what happened?
Yeah, what happened was Adam King is a candy-ass pom-pom waving jock sniffer, and that was evidenced as to what we saw on Twitter this past week.
Oh, damn. Hold up. Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I feel like Andy Cohen right now.
We're going to go at a Real Housewives
reunion.
Adam, okay. He came in hot as he usually does.
Listen, let's be clear.
What's your retort?
You guys gave this guy a microphone, so that's on you.
Well, technically, here's the thing. AR and I have coined the phrase, or AR, I'll give him all the credit, open mic night. This was something that we didn't really discuss out of the gate, right? He came in, the mic was just always on. He's a very good producer. He has some spicy takes, which is why he is TLC. But this was not a, hey, we're granting you this. This was him just saying, I'm taking over this joint.
Well, so
open mic night.
Okay,
So
you had your open mic night in there. Here we go.
Now you go.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, what do you
But the two teams that Ohio State lost to,
okay, here we go,
happen to be meeting in the national championship. And so here's all I said.
There's the candy ass. Now
Hold on.
start with the pom-pom waving the jock.
Here's all I said. I sent out a tweet. And you know what? I'll read it verbatim.
Please do.
Verbatim.
Please do.
I said, maybe instead of Ohio State's losses being a disaster of an ending and an embarrassment, maybe they played two great teams to fourth quarter games, had flaws, and came up short. Disappointing, absolutely, but maybe they were one of the best teams all year.
Okay, so let me go ahead. Sorry.
So with that, the world-ending sky is falling analogy that happened after the Cotton Bowl, where everybody said Ohio State, they weren't even a top team all year. They were garbage. They never the two teams they played, they got handled. Maybe the two teams they played are playing for a national title, and Ohio State's probably still one of the best teams in the country this year. They just had their flaws.
I'll say this, it was never true that Ohio State was a fraud. And anybody who is saying that is out of bounds.
You.
I do think it is 100% true that it's okay for a fan to feel like it was a disaster of an ending. Because you look at the way that they lost those games, and I know they lost them to really good teams. Second half of the game, offenses were falling apart. They weren't scoring a lot of points. The offensive line was not playing very well. You felt like you had generational players, Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Jeremiah Smith, all come together. Couldn't win a title off of it. And then when you add up to this point, what the transfer portal looks like, I can see where people are a bit emotional about the state of Ohio State football today.
I understand why people get emotional. That's what makes sports great. But I like to come in when people are on the ground level and very emotional and look from 10,000 feet. And mind you, look at the transfer portal right now. Things are looking up in Duloc, you know?
We're going to get to that in the Buckeye Bulletin. We will get to the portal.
Can I say real quick?
Please, go ahead.
So, let's say your dog is sick. The last thing you want to hear is somebody be like, oh, well, look at the bright side. Hey, guess what? It's not as bad as what you think. Sometimes you just want to be miserable.
I'm not saying nobody was. I was in Dallas on the field thinking, what in the world just happened? What is going on? It was an embarrassing loss because you lost in the trenches.
You just said instead of Ohio State's two losses being an embarrassment.
Hold on. I'm saying that way it was embarrassing. But this idea, that was not the tone after the game. The tone after the game was, you lost to a bad Miami team. You lost to a joke of an Indiana team. The two teams you played, you were frauds.
Anybody who was saying that didn't know ball.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but we shouldn't take those people seriously.
Yeah, but
let's not validate that.
Those people are the loudest, and it's obnoxious.
They're always loud.
I know, and I'd like them to stop being loud.
Well, when you tweet like that, they just get louder.
Well,
let me ask you this.
Hey, you know how to quiet them down? You know how to quiet them down?
What?
Quit reading every single quote, tweet, and mention you get, and they'll be a lot more quiet.
I don't think he can help himself. Let me ask you this.
You should have seen him on Friday in here.
I seen
going crazy right now.
I seen it. Yeah, he got fired up.
Because they're wrong.
Okay,
people are wrong.
Let me ask you this. Baked into your tweet,
yes,
are you alluding to at all that Buckeye fans should feel good about the national championship and whoever wins that game?
No. What I'm alluding to,
they lost to those two teams. Are you that fan that says, hey, waving the Big Ten flag, like Indiana, this is good for us?
I'm going to do that for other reasons.
Well, I mean,
I want to hear that next.
I look at things based on a term of if you're covering Ohio State, how does this impact Ohio State? I think Indiana winning is probably better for Ohio State. One, because they are in the Big Ten. It makes the conference you're playing in look better in the eyes of next year. But also, Miami, recruiting-wise, is always a hotbed. You don't want the U to get, to that national prominence.
Yeah.
But more so, if I could have tweeted this, and I almost did. I mean, my fingers were so close. Everybody's just acting like Ohio State has fallen from grace to the bottom. It hasn't even been a full year since they won a national title. I understand the transfer portal. They're trying to figure things out. I understand that how the season ended was not how it was supposed to end. They are not Nebraska. Calm down.
Who called them Nebraska?
Cole, just let the grown-ups talk.
Nobody. You're fighting phantoms.
Here's what I think. Because I disagree with you on what Indiana's national championship could mean for Ohio State.
Idiot.
I absolutely don't see that at all. I don't see it at all. Indiana winning the national championship does nothing for Ohio State.
Let me ask. Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
I don't want to. Josh had a point. I didn't want to. I want to go back to it, but I do it real quick. Just bouncing off this. If I gave you $1 billion,
ooh, I like this.
Okay, and that's it.
He'll still
you guys
do
have
the
a
show
good
for 3
day.
days.
And I said,
yeah.
And one of your things was, hey, you know what'd be fun? You know what? I'm bored. Let's build a college football team. And so you said, all right, I'll throw some money, see what we can do.
I'm Mark Cuban right
now. Okay, so once you win the national title, what do you do with that money? When they come back, they say, hey, we'd like more money. What do you say? You probably say, well, we won. I'm good. I'm done with the dynasty mode in real life.
I don't know about that. Not me. I'm a competitor. For the non-competitors out there, maybe somebody needs to hear this. If you're a non-competitor, you get your one and then you go home.
Yeah.
For me, run it back.
Well, yeah.
Build it again.
So you're saying you're a booster?
Oh yeah. I'm
you're
more.
You're Mark Cuban.
Yeah, and if we win one, I tasted blood. I want more. I'm giving you all my money. I'm a billionaire. What? Like, I can't take it with me.
Yeah, but see, I think if they lose, then you're like, more money. See, I want to get back.
It's the wrong approach. It's not a bad approach. I think I would do the same thing, but I'm going to continue. So I can't spend it all.
No,
I guess
you
is what I'm
can't.
getting
You
at.
can't take it with you.
Yeah,
you cannot take it with you.
Why not?
But I think we're talking about two different things.
Yeah, that was just a sidebar.
I know. I understand what you're saying. It'd be like for me if TLC Steelers went on to win the Super Bowl as a division rival. That does nothing for the rest of the teams in the AFC North. I just have never seen it that way when it comes to a Big Ten team doing things when it's not your own body of work, and that being some type of shining light on your program as well in a good way.
Mine's not Ohio State based, but one of the things that I think bothers me is the college football viewing public has been convinced that they should watch SEC games at a ridiculous clip. And that's reflected in TV viewership numbers. And obviously being a TV guy, I'd like to see that change. But I think the other part is I think people need to see this because it's not the SEC anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at bowl games and some people would say those don't matter. I think they matter for the teams that are playing.
If it means more, it should matter.
That's what I'm getting at, right? And then you look at the college football playoff, the last handful of years, you can look at this year. Like, don't do this thing when we get to the fall where everybody's talking about all those teams down there playing. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. The best football is being played up here right now.
I see what you're saying for sure.
I love having you on the fan.
AK, can you stick around for the bulletin?
And there's the jock sniffing.
We
got all three in one segment.
You can't hand out any flowers around here.
I'll stick around if you can find a way to cut his mic.
we got a Buckeye Bulletin coming up next because Coach Day and his staff have added via the portal, and one wide receiver that has left has found a new home. We'll tell you where he's going next. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only. Hey, it's Anthony. And of all the things you think about for a new year, the one thing that should be right at the top of your list is comfort and foot pain relief. I've told you my personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store have made a massive difference in my life every day. Every time I leave the house, I feel supported, aligned, and I know my body is going to feel better. Not just my feet. My knees feel better. And of course, my lower back. They are so much different than just the over-the-counter insoles. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to balance and strengthen my feet. And I always feel like my feet are being guided into their ideal position. They're strong, supportive, and flexible. I will never wear a pair of shoes without them. When you go to the Good Feet store, you'll get a comprehensive foot analysis by their trained specialist. You'll get a digital foot scan that helps design your personal arch support system and, of course, any follow-up support you need. They have more than 3 decades of helping customers. Make an appointment right now online at goodfeet.com. Good feet, good life.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Fall is a season of change, and Hinderer Motor Company is turning over a new leaf with big savings. This is Justin Hinderer. Right now, any one of our participating locations is paying up to $3,500 over Kelley Blue Book value. That's right. Drive in your current vehicle and leaf with one of ours today. Don't wait. The leaves are falling and so are the prices. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
Teachers need tons of help.
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Back in the day, if you wanted to listen to the fan, you turned on the radio, and that was the end of the story. But now, oh baby, stream us live on the Fan app, TuneIn app, iHeart app, we're everywhere. The Fan, Ohio's streaming destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free from windownation.com.
All right, welcome back in. Buckeye Bulletin time. Joshua Perry in the building for AR. Adam King has been stopping by, as he always does, on a Monday. All right, fellas, they've added to the secondary. Terry Moore comes in from Duke, and safety Earl Little Jr. from Florida State. And so the back end of that defense, big shoes to fill, obviously, with Caleb Downs out. Caleb Downs came in, immediate impact player.
He was fine.
He was just a pretty good player. Pretty good player, to say the least. That dude's going to be an absolute beast there. But the portal has been, Adam and Joshua, as we know, just a hot topic as of late. But they are working. They are doing things. And I think sometimes when you see other programs getting to their business quicker than what Ohio State has been doing to a certain degree, there can be a little panic that sets in. But some guys they have confidence in bringing in from Duke and Florida State, and Terry Moore and Earl Little Jr.
All right, Adam, I wanted to ask you this, because to me, watching all the guys leave, a lot of people are like, if they wanted to keep them, they could. And I tend to agree with that. I also think that some of these guys maybe just desired, regardless of how much Ohio State wanted to keep them, to get in the portal to check out what their market was going to be like. Mm-hmm. But there is this idea that either while they're here or getting a dude out the portal, you got to spend some money at some point. So philosophically, what is the approach to replenish some of the spots that have gone into the portal?
Well, you nailed with the word approach, because the approach is changing for Ohio State in a major way this offseason, as it has to. A couple things. First of all, I think the approach is a little different. I don't think Ohio State expected to have this all figured out right now. I think Ohio State expected to be playing next Monday night, and that the portal when the portal opens, it's like a free-for-all. But for a team like Indiana and a team like Miami, they have a couple guys trickling out, but they're focused on the national title. Yeah. So you're not seeing that as much. And then by the time that they have the options to go places, a lot of spots are going to be filled.
Right.
So a lot of those guys say, actually, maybe I will come back. So that's one thing that changed a little bit for Ohio State is a lot of these guys said, wow, look at all these openings. We didn't have this last year. I'm out. There's no spring transfer portal, which I think is a major disaster.
Well, guys got to go now.
You got to go or you're stuck here.
Right.
And then it's also just this idea. It's very much like the NFL. And Josh, you know this. If you're going to pay your starting guys just a different level of money at this point, and the back end guys are just going to have to be, you're going to have to hit with high school recruiting. It's going to have to be that, because guys aren't going to come here anymore and be a 5-star and wait till their junior season to get a chance. Because two things. One, they want to go be successful. Quincy Porter's a perfect example. He's a great receiver. He's going to amount to be a great receiver at Notre Dame. But Quincy Porter was going to have to wait another year behind Chris Henry, behind Jeremiah Smith and Brandon Ennis. And when you do that, then it makes him go, okay, well, Ohio State's not going to pay me what Notre Dame would, and I'm not playing. That's 2 strikes against me. I'm out. And that's what a lot of these guys, when you go down the list, that you end up with.
I think it's an interesting thing to assume that Chris Henry as a freshman is going to be Jeremiah-esque in the fact that he'll play right away and be productive right away.
I think, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and look, this is just me throwing out, my opinion on this. I think maybe in some of that, too, is if you're a guy like Quincy Porter, you're reading the room maybe financially as well, as far as like, hey, and I don't know if these guys get all the details of where the money is going.
Right.
But I think you could take a guess as to what was happening with Chris Henry Jr. was on the fence about where he was going to go. And I have to imagine part of that conversation was, hey, we believe in you as a talent. You're going to have a chance to play right out of the gate. And also, you got to do some negotiating in this thing.
We'll
because
get you more money.
You got Phil Knight over here saying, hey, we got maybe a few $100,000 here. Maybe you got to play that game as well. And so the pie, I think, becomes a little bit smaller when you're a guy like Quincy Porter. And knowing that, it's what AK's talking about. It's a double-edged sword of maybe I can't get the money and maybe I won't get the playing time either because this guy's coming in.
And that is also the reassessment of the approach like you talked about.
Sure.
Because for Ohio State, then when they're sitting down with Chris Henry Jr. and they're offering these numbers and they're hearing these numbers come from Oregon and USC and all these different places, then you're going, okay, well, if we're going to pay this, then he has to start freshman year. And it's not that he has to be Jeremiah Smith. That's not the expectation. But I think you're going to see that more with 5-star guys. There's a reason Devin Sanchez was on the field last year.
Sure.
Is because these 5-star guys, if they're going to get this money, then it's
an investment.
That's literally what I was just going to say. It's ROI.
It feels like an interesting bet, though, because the wide receiver room is pretty thin now. Mm-hmm. You're going to be counting on a young dude to come in and play, and that's the expectation because of what you're paying him, and I get that. Yeah. Most of these guys end up hitting a wall or they get nicked up, bumps and bruises, banged up, whatever the case is, and it just – I don't know. You've invested in a guy for multiple years in the program. Mm-hmm. Maybe you felt like his price tag was a little bit high. And I totally understand saying that you're not going to be raked over the coals by a kid. But when you go on the portal, you got to pay market value in there too, right? Like you're not getting a discount on portal kids unless they're not good.
No, you're right. And like I like to play a game in fantasy football, and this may be dumb, but it's follow the money for the guys that I want to have on my team. Because to your point about like an owner's not going to want to have a $40 million receiver not getting a whole bunch of targets coming his way. So it's the return of your investment. Look, all of this is just messy. To your point about the portal and the windows and when they're yes, that's probably even better word to use. A lot of this stuff is broken. I don't know exactly what you can do to clean it up.
What would you do?
What would I do? Are you John Quinones? Is that how you say that name?
From Dateline.
What would I do? I think there's only one solution, and I hated this idea 3 years ago, but it's the only way. It's what happened with DeMond Williams at Washington. You have to have pen-to-paper contracts that lock you in for multi-year deals to say, like, if you're coming here, and again, that's a big problem because then when you're swinging on guys out of high school, you have to be right about the evaluation because you're going to agree, hey, first year, I'll give you this. Second year, you get this, and you cannot go anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's risky.
It is.
You're going to see high school recruiting change in a major way. It's going to be less amount of players, but the right players that they need. So it's going to have to be contracts. That's the only way. Otherwise, you can't. There's 5,000 players in the portal.
I know. I'm not exactly convinced that DeMond Williams, that contract that he signed, is as enforceable as what people think. I just don't think that he wanted to screw up a $4 million opportunity by going to court. Okay. But I'd be curious for a guy who's making $100,000 who decides to do the same thing, if he sees it through, how much of that is actually, because to me, until it's an employment situation and it's collectively bargained.
Yeah, you got to have a CBA.
This NIL thing is so in the air in terms of what it actually is and how it's tied to your ability to play, because it's not pay for play right now.
No.
So the whole thing to me is very intriguing. It's a mess.
You bring your broom, because it's a mess. You make a good point with the $100,000 guys, because what you're just going to see if we get contracts is, oh, you make $200,000. What is it to break your contract? $50,000. All right, we'll pay that as tell.
Yeah.
We'll pay Georgia, and you come here.
Yep.
Adam, it's always great to see you. I'm glad that you're following Aaron Andrews' lead with the wonderful coat she had on yesterday, and you wanted to wear your fur in here today. You know?
Cole, it's always a pleasure to see you, sir.
I tolerate you.
All right.
You guys are insane. Top of the hour.
Gentlemen, this was great.
This was great. Hey, 10 TV, plug your stuff real quick before you go. What's coming up?
Talking Tuesday with Austin Ward tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to do an extended NIL breakdown here and talk about all this. And then we'll be on it at 5, 6, and 11 tonight, breaking down Buckeye football. Hey, the Aviators are going to name a quarterback today.
Whoa.
Big time.
Yeah. Josh, are you playing for them this year?
Yeah, right.
They need a leader.
How much they paying? I love jobs, so
All right.
yeah, we'll talk to somebody. I like to work.
Top of the hour, after an update, Ian Fitzsimmons stops by to talk about the college football playoff and a lot more with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Bobby Carpenter demands that you watch Morning Juice on YouTube. If you don't, Tito will move into your house.
Live at 6 a.m. on YouTube and streaming on the Fan app.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Chronic pain can feel like it's never going to end. But at QC Kinetics here in Columbus, there is a new treatment providing rapid relief. It's called stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
So basically, it's a healing machine. They cause the body to help to heal by increasing blood flow.
This is more than treatment. It's hope.
So this device being a healing device, when I talk to my patients about it, I tell them it's diagnostic and therapeutic. We're going to find out today if it's right for you.
Right now, you can try your first treatment for just $49 and see if stem wave is the right option for you. Only $49, with many patients reporting relief within the next day.
It's about giving hope.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Call for your consultation here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Statistics show that roughly 20 veterans die by suicide every day in the United States. Canines for Warriors is the leading nonprofit organization providing highly trained service dogs to veterans with PTSD and other invisible wounds of war. Backed by scientific research, Canines for Warriors has transformed the lives of more than 1,000 veterans, helping them reclaim their independence. To find out more, please visit caninesforwarriors.org.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Hey, Max,
Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus, and the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Your child's oral health milestones matter. By age 1, see a pediatric dentist to establish good oral health habits. At 7, see an orthodontist to check your child's bite, teeth, and jaws. Around 15, visit an oral and maxillofacial surgeon to have your child's wisdom teeth examined. Remember, milestones met, healthy teeth set. Visit milestonesmet.org.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. After wins at Illinois and number 8 Maryland, Ohio State women's hoops moved up to 14th in the AP poll. Buckeyes coach Jelani Cambridge was named Naismith Player of the Week after 41 points against the Fighting Illini, then 28 points against the Terrapins. In the transfer portal, days after landing All-ACC safety Earl Little Jr., Ohio State added former Duke safety Terry Moore, an All-ACC selection 2 years back. Buckeyes freshman wideout Quincy Porter is transferring to Notre Dame after notching 4 catches for 59 yards last year. NFL, former Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel is interviewing for the Browns head coaching job today. He spent 4 seasons with Miami and was Cleveland's receivers coach in 2014. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better. Up next, ESPN's Ian Fitzsimmons right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, welcome back in. Matty Ice, the former Buckeye and national champ in the building. His name is Joshua Perry. We're adding another champ to the conversation right now via the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. The one and only Ian Fitzsimmons joins the party. Fitzy, get on in here. How we feeling today?
What the hell do you guys need me for, man? I don't have a damn ring.
You got a ring?
Look at that left hand. Program down. I got a wedding ring. I got that going for me, right?
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something, man. It's taken some battles. I mean, it's been some 4th and longs to keep that baby on, also, right? We've had to pull some Chicago Bears stuff out of my rear end just to hang on to her. So there you go.
How
right
crazy!
there.
Yeah,
there you have
man.
it.
Football weekend delivered. That's for sure. Hey, I mean, listen. Let's start with Indiana, Fitzy. I mean, 38-3 against Bama, and then 56-22. This is just utter dominance right now from these guys, from start to finish, both sides of the ball. They're just playing at the highest level.
They're naughty, man. I mean, they are to the point where you just look at them and go, how do you beat them? But I had them at the Rose Bowl, as you guys know, against Alabama. And I'd say probably at 4 minutes into the game, and remember, it was close at halftime. But I'm sitting going, no. I mean, Bama's just treading water right now, man. And guess what? They're about to drown. I mean, they just suffocate you to the point where you literally can't breathe. Whether it's Hemby in the run game, Cooper and Surratt in the pass game, Mendoza, well, the guy had a scholar at Yale, all right? I mean, I couldn't be a custodian at Yale, much less go to class at Yale. And when you're that kind of, when you're wicked smart and have that next level brain, you guys both know you played. When you got a quarterback going pre-snap and he's smiling at you, I saw it.
Yeah.
on that seam route, right? I can't remember who caught it. But anyway, it was that the second to last touchdown, up the left seam. I mean, he literally comes to the line of scrimmage, backs off in the gun, and smiles at the Bama defense. Like, you guys have no shot. I mean, and it was the easy throw. Bam, touchdown, there it is. Signetti winked at me before the play. He winked at me. I mean, they are – and think about this. They're a mature team. I just literally got off the phone with D'Angelo Pons. And listen to this resume, folks. Arguably, with he and Keontae Scott, they are the two best nickel corners in all of college football. Scott for Miami and Pons for Indiana. This dude was like a two-star coming out of Florida. He is now a first-team All-American, the defensive MVP of the Rose Bowl, the defensive MVP of the Peach Bowl. Again, first-team All-American, number one team in the country, and he's got Indiana going to play for a national championship and whipping everybody's ass. And I said, how have you guys been able to do this? He goes, man, it starts with Coach Signetti. He doesn't smile a lot. Every now and then, if he winks at you, that's like the cherished moment. We all tell each other, I got to wink. I got to wink. I mean, and they play for the dude next to him, and they are a mature team. When I asked him about the age of the team, he said if we weren't as mature as we are, I guarantee you we would be reading a lot of our press clippings and getting a little full of ourselves, and we'd probably get our butts kicked down there in Miami. But their average age at Indiana is 1 year less than the damn Green Bay Packers. They are an older, mature football team, and they don't want to beat you. They want to embarrass you and your family. They're naughty, man. They're just damn good. They're not good. They're great.
It's been insane to watch. And I look back in the context of college football and Indiana getting ready to play for a national championship is insane. But people talk about it. You talked about the maturity. People talk about the discipline that this team has. If you could put one superpower out there on the field that they possess, what would you say the biggest one is?
Man, that's a great question. Invisibility, because you don't know where the hell they're coming from. I'm serious, guys.
It's real.
You got a bunch of 0 stars up front on that defensive line, right? And you don't know where it's coming from. You have no idea. I mean, you go back to Sam Darnold as a rookie with the Jets. He's seeing ghosts out there. That's what go back to that first play, right, with Dante Moore, where Pons gets the pick six. And by the way, tip of the cap, pure class by the head equipment trainer for Oregon, who just in case saved the ball and went and gave that pick six ball to Pons as a, hey, remember this for the rest of your life. That's what college football should be about. I want to whip your ass, but if we don't, congratulations, man. You did this against us. Take it home forever. But this is a group where you don't know where they're coming from, man. That first play, now you go back and look at it. Should Moore have gone the other way? He had man coverage on a go route, right? Maybe he should have gone to the right side, the right boundary. But, the receivers got that slip route, and Pons saw it immediately, jumps it, pick six. They just do things at a different level, and you don't know where they're coming from. You really don't. Whether it's Fisher, Pons, I don't care. That's on the defensive side. Offensively, they can run it with Hemby, right? Mm-hmm. You can go to Cooper. You can go to Surratt. Mendoza utilizes his tight ends so damn well. Coogan at center. You had a center be the offensive MVP of the Rose Bowl.
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
It's insane.
Invisibility, right?
It's
there
insane.
It is. I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then you got a guy.
And I just had Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. Let me tell you something. There's a reason that Indiana is favored by 7.5. Let's just put it like that. There you go.
Okay. And then you got what? Charlie Becker coming out of nowhere, dunking on guys for touchdowns. I mean, it's absolutely insane what they're doing. Hey, some news came out of Oregon's building today. I'm sure you saw this. Dylan Raiola is now an Oregon Duck. Two-parter. What's your read on Dante Moore and what he may do? And do you like this fit for Dylan now going out to Eugene?
You know my daughter goes there. You know that she's an intern out there. So, Go Ducks, baby. I mean, come on now. We went one step further. Yeah, I'm using we, the possessive form of that pronoun. Hell yeah, I am. We got one step further this year. We're going all the way next year. But I will say this. Dante Moore, as you guys know, I've done the NFL draft for ESPN Radio. This will be my 14th one, I think, or 13th or 14th. And every NFL scout that I've talked to, every GM that I've talked to said that Dante Moore won't get past number 3. He is that talented. And he's got starts now, right? That's the Bill Parcells quarterback commandments. They would never draft a college quarterback that hadn't had close to 30 starts. 30 was his magic line. If you're around 28, okay, he'd take it. Dante Moore now is what, at 22, 21? He's not even close, guys. He's damn near a year away. And I'm including the 5 starts at UCLA. So every scout told me, worst case, top 5, probably top 3. But should he come back? That's a different question. Should he? Every single one of them, independent of one another, said he should go back to college. He can still make $4.5 million, and he will improve his game so he'll be more ready for the next level compared to I'm just going to use an example. This is not a comparison. I'm not saying Dante Moore is this dude, but when you got like Anthony Richardson coming out of Florida with 13 starts, no, man, you see what that looks like when you go to the next level. So if I were Dante Moore, I would seriously consider coming back. And if I'm Dylan Raiola, I have no problem with that because look what Dante did behind Dylan Gabriel. He learned the system. He waited for his time, and now Dante's going to be a top 5 pick, if not number 2 overall at worst, if he decides to come out. So Raiola, by the way, is going to get a little bit of an awakening. I mean, his dad's Don Raiola. My brother coached for years with the Detroit Lions. He's got some cocky to him. That don't fly in Eugene. Everybody is on the same playing field, and you know what? That may be good for him. Like, hey, do that extra rep. Go watch another 10 minutes of film. I mean, we don't walk from session to session here at practice. We sprint here, and I've witnessed it from session to session. So, hell, Bryce Betcher last year at fall camp, I'm watching him unload on Dante Moore going, hey, man, we sprint here. We don't walk. That is something I think is going to make Dylan Raiola a hell of a lot better player than he was even at Nebraska, and he was pretty darn good.
It's what he needs for sure, and it's going to be a good fit for him. The question, as you mentioned, does Dante come back? If he comes back, does he transfer? Could be something interesting to look at as well. I wanted to get your overarching thoughts on the state.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Josh, hang on there for a quick second, though. You don't think that Dan Lanning and Marshall Malkow as GM have had that conversation with Dom Raiola and Mama and Dylan? Absolutely they have. Like, look, if Dante comes back, you cool the red shirt.
Oh, yeah.
He did it. Are you willing to do it? And if you're not, hey, good luck.
Yep.
Hope to see you down the road.
No, I mean, they've definitely had it, and I mentioned this earlier in the show. Dylan Raiola is recovering from an injury as well, so it might not be the worst thing for him to really get back
Great
up to
point.
speed there.
That fibula?
Yes.
Yeah, great point.
But I wanted to get your overarching thoughts on the state of the sport. So this is going to be the 3rd year in a row that the SEC does not compete in a national championship game. Could be the Big Ten's 3rd national championship win. Feels like the power shift is here. It could be. You gotta couch your comments because the Miami fans will get after you if you're wrong about that. But is the power shift here, and what does that really mean in the big picture?
Oh, in the moment, absolutely. Look, the SEC had about a decade run, and everything is cyclical. So right now, I mean, the Big Ten is the creme de la creme. It just means more up there in Big Ten country.
Yeah.
And, I'm an SEC guy, man. I'm a hill jack from Folsom, Louisiana. Grew up bucking stalls at the age of 3. I went to Bama for 6.5 years. Being a bookie and a bartender, there's no way to get out in 4. I can promise you that. So, yeah, I got my SEC roots, but I spent my time there in the 614. My daughter goes to Oregon. So, yeah, I mean, I'm when you're in this business as long as I've been in, there's no allegiances anymore. I pull for people, obviously, because you always, you make relationships along the way. But right now, the Big Ten is the elite conference in college football. And any SEC talking head that wants to dispute that, all you do is throw it back in their face. You guys used to always say it was about championships. Well, guess what, partner? We're going for number 3 in a row.
That's real.
So right now, we are on top of the college football mountain.
Fitzy, as always, we appreciate your time. We love you, man. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of the week.
Enjoy Monday Night Football because we had 4 great ones in Wild Card Weekend. Last night was like, all right, let's have you come back down to earth a little bit. We don't want you people getting spoiled. We'll see if tonight we crank it back up again, fellas. Be well.
See ya. He's the great Ian Fitzsimmons from ESPN. Does an awesome job covering college football and a lot more. Coming up next in Pre-Snap Reads, we got one NFL analyst that is taking a victory lap because of one quarterback's performance this weekend in the postseason. We'll play that for you next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
What's the point of watching football all weekend if you can't overanalyze it?
Reaction Monday is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home with the heat running constantly, it's probably your old, inefficient windows that are the problem. The good news is that Window Nation can help you get through this season because in the last 20 years, they've installed over 3 million energy-efficient windows nationally, and they're trusted by thousands of Columbus homeowners to keep their homes comfy and cozy year-round, while also saving them money on monthly utility bills. And right now, they're more affordable during the Window Nation Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale. It's a great time to replace all the windows in your home. Plus, you could get your windows with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. You'll be surprised by the dramatic difference new windows will make. Your home will be better protected against the weather, feel warm and dry, and you'll love the lower utility bills. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Save big with Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 sale going on now. The sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com right now. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Don't start the new year with the same old ride. Right now, score low lease payments on all 2026 models, like $149 a month for a brand new Elantra or $159 for a new Sonata. Hurry in and kick off the new year right. Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With proof credit $39.95 down plus tax, title, and fees. 2-year lease with 10K miles per year. New Hyundais come equipped with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Ends 2-2.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, her little brother's belly laugh, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. It all connects. But at Child Fund, so do we, through everything we do, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. Because we need each other. Learn more at childfund.org.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
For today, expect a mostly sunny start to the work week with highs a lot warmer than yesterday, getting into the low 40s. However, with breezy winds, we'll have that wind chill in place. For tonight, mostly clear overnight with our lows in the upper 20s. And then for Tuesday, a nice mix of sun and clouds and milder with breezy winds continuing and highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, before we get into pre-snap reads, let me tell you about the wonderful folks at Bet365. And listen closely, if you're looking for a new place to bet, get on over to Bet365 right now. Because if you're a new customer, they got a cool deal waiting just for you where all you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is bet $5. Right after that, you're getting $200 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. So go ahead. Take that $200, turn it into something bigger and better when you bet on totals, spreads, money lines, or player props. We got Texans and Steelers tonight. Time's kick tonight. 8:15-ish. It looks like will be kick time. DK Metcalf is back, JP. He owes his guys one. Now, this is a low-volume passing attack. But I'm going to look at a DK Metcalf anytime touchdown tonight, and I'm going to roll the dice on this. I'm going plus 220.
Okay.
Anytime touchdown for DK Metcalf. The Vegas books are saying right now, JP, the over-under is 38 points. Yuck. So they are expecting a very ugly and clunky game, which makes sense. But I don't know what it is. I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win this game. I really do.
I don't think I'm on the same page as you.
You going H-Town?
I am.
Okay.
I am. But I will, I'll throw a couple shekels down on the DK Metcalf anytime touchdown.
Plus 220. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that would appeal to us. Nico Collins is plus 135. Dalton Schultz plus 240. So based off the over-under, you look at some of the juice for these anytime touchdowns. It's not going to, nobody has that minus 120 or like a CMC every week's like minus 200 or something crazy to get a touchdown. It's going to be hard to come by, that being touchdowns and points tonight. But I'll roll with DK plus 220 for an anytime tutty. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only, must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, TLC. So it's looking like somebody that covers NFL on the national landscape, they want to what? Take a little victory lap because somebody balled out this weekend? What do we got here?
Yeah, and it's a former coach of the former team that had a win yesterday. Here's Rex Ryan.
Oh, how about the best player in the league? Oh, how about that? Right again. I've been saying it for 5 years. Right again. Best red zone quarterback in history. Right again. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm trembling thinking about having to defend this guy. Like, oh God, I'd be sick that day if I was a coordinator. Brandon Cooks was available. He was on the bricks. Everybody could have had him. You got Ernie Shavers, I call him, number 4. Who the hell is he? He was a good knockout guy, boxing ring, but he's a receiver now, 14. Who the hell's he throwing
He
to?
makes a place.
Yeah. No, I know he was. He actually does. But to me, 80% completion rate. And we can't name half the damn guys. They aren't even on the starting roster when this season started. That's how good this guy is.
That would be Josh Allen.
I mean, I'm here for some of that. I am here for some of that. He mentioned Brandon Cooks. Amazing play from Josh Allen late. They send that blitz. The heat is right there in front of his face. He's bailing out, still finds a way to get it downfield. You had the tush-push that almost turned into this crazy rushing touchdown.
Wild.
Late in the game. I think he was a yard or two short. We know how great Josh Allen is at this point. I also don't like totally discrediting guys because it's a two-part equation, as you know. Those guys have to get open, too.
Right.
Those guys have to get open as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. First off, you can hear them big-ass teeth while he's talking. It's one of the most insane things. in the world. But, we had Chris Sims on, and we were previewing the weekend, and one of the things that he had talked about was this idea of Buffalo not having a lot around Josh Allen. It's the reason why he said he didn't believe that Josh Allen was under as much pressure as a guy like me to go all the way this year. And so I think there's a lot of credit that's due. I guess my thing about it is, I'm not that shocked. This is the type of performance I've come to anticipate from Josh Allen, whether it's the big throws or whether it's incorporating his legs. He is expected to do this at this point.
No question. I think there's a ton of pressure on Josh right now. I really do, because Lamar, Joe, outside of Pat, the guys that we talk about that are the crown jewels of the sport, how many times are you going to go down this path without getting one? It's the same pressure we put on all the elite guys in any sport.
Sure.
When you are knocking on that door year after year, to me, the pressure does ramp up. To your point, I wasn't shocked to see him do these things, right? I mean, we've seen it since he came out of Wyoming. He cleaned up some of the stuff when it comes to the deficiencies with his accuracy. And he still has some of those moments where he can't help himself, but he's a gunslinger. And
right.
That's going to stick with you, right?
Yeah.
But he's cleaned it up. But, I understand what Rex Ryan is saying about the skill set. And if you are a defensive coordinator, he's a nightmare, because you can be right with your play call.
Right.
A guy can be there to make the tackle. But because of how gifted he is, Josh Allen's going to get busy and hurt you as a defense.
I think there's another conversation on the other side of this game for as well as Josh Allen played. There's between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert, we got to start talking about these guys.
Right.
And the idea that they might not be big game guys. And they got things working against them at times. I fully understand that. But that was a quarterback battle where even with some of the deficiencies offensively for Buffalo, you're like, I trust Josh Allen a million times more.
Right. That's where I'm at. And when you have Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, fair or not, what happens is you got to talk about the contracts.
Yeah.
And when you get stamped as that, welcome to the $50 million club, the expectation is you can do a little bit of what Josh Allen did last year. When the Bills said, we trust our quarterback so much that we're going to move on from one of the best receivers in our franchise's history in Stephon Diggs, right? And that window of time, Diggs was awesome for the Buffalo Bills. They had their stuff, and typical wide receiver stuff, right? It just ran its course. But as far as what they were doing on the field, you knew that worked. And they said, you know what? We're going to go to Khalil Shakir. We're going to draft Keon Coleman. We got Kincaid and Knox in here in our tight end room. We have belief that our quarterback can raise the floor of this offense, and financially, sometimes you're forced to make those decisions as a GM because you can't spend money elsewhere. And so I think to your point about Herbert and Lawrence, we want to see that now from them. And I think that's in Herbert. I'm not so sure with Trevor Lawrence. I do think to Herbert's defense a little bit, their offensive line was a
bad offensive
mess
line
this year, right?
For sure.
A mess this year.
For sure.
And so there's only so much you can do, but I think your point is well taken, because these aren't guys now that are in year 3.
No, these are supposed to be the next up guys.
Correct. They
$52 million, $55 million. Right. You gotta start playing like $55 million guy.
Something to monitor real quick, because the Bills JP will now go to Denver and take on the Broncos. And if I'm looking at this right, they're favored? That can't be right. Are they favored? It's a 1-point line. Buffalo is favored by a point, essentially a pick.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And so the New England Patriots are waiting on the winner of the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers tonight. The Patriots have some bad news going on right now, because their star corner, Christian Gonzalez, is in concussion protocol.
Yikes.
And so you never know where that is going to go. And so that would be a big-time blow to that defense for sure. But Vrabes, he's kind of that defensive guy that knows how to overcome some things. They did a really good job bringing in Milton Williams this offseason. Big-time get down there on the trenches as well. So that could be a big blow for New England, JP, if they don't have Christian Gonzalez this weekend waiting on the Texans or Steelers.
I mean, war of attrition. So, you kind of expect injuries to happen, especially toward the postseason. Mike Vrabel comes from that Belichick family. So one of the things that they like to do is they want to minimize the biggest threat for the other team. The other part of this that people don't talk about a lot is they want to minimize their biggest weakness as a defense. So when you start subbing guys in, you've got injuries. I'm sure he's got a plan that he's concocting right now to overcome that.
No doubt. We'll see what plan Mike Tomlin is concocting for tonight's matchup in the postseason when the Texans come to town. Ray Fittipaldo covers the Steelers for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He stops by in 2 minutes. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Hey, everybody. This is Jeremy Birmingham Berm from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. I wanted to give you guys a little update on my Awaken 180 weight loss journey. I started this plan a little bit before the new year started, and not because I'm extra disciplined or heroic or anything like that. I just got tired of waiting for the perfect time to make a change with my own life. And now here we are, second week of January, and I'm already down more than 20 pounds. 20. While most people are still figuring out if they're actually going to start their resolution, I've got 3 weeks of progress quite literally under my belt. But here's the thing. It's not too late for you either. You could start today and still be down 20 pounds by the end of January with results like mine. That is what happens when you have a real plan. Awaken 180 gives you structure, coaching, and actual support, not just motivation that fades by week 2. So if weight loss is your goal and you haven't started yet or have already given up, there's no judgment here. Just don't wait another week, because a few weeks from now, you could be saying what I'm saying. This is already working. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
If your garage door were a person, and it'd be the type of person who doesn't return their shopping cart, we are Deluxe Door Systems. For over 30 years, we fix sucky garage doors. Straightforward, honest, and for less than you think. DeluxeDoorSystems.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome in. Playoff matchup over in Pittsburgh tonight. Houston Texans and the gang in the building. We're going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Bring on Ray Fittipaldo. Does an awesome job covering the Steelers over at the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Ray, happy game day. Happy playoff season. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you guys today?
Doing well. Appreciate your time as always. So set the scene for us. What are we looking at weather-wise tonight? Is it going to be a windy night? Or what do you got over there in Pittsburgh at the moment?
Well, it's sunny right now. Game time temperatures are going to be around freezing, 33, 32 degrees, and it's not going to go down all that much. You might see low 20s by 11:15 when the game ends, but should be a pleasant night for football. And anyone who is overly concerned about a dome team coming up here and facing adverse circumstances, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Okay. Appreciate that. So DK Metcalf has been out of sight, out of mind the last 2 games for the Steelers. What's been talked about DK? Well, I guess more importantly, where is he at mentally? What's he been saying as he ramps up to help out his teammates in the wild card matchup?
Yeah, he might have been the happiest person that Tyler Loop's field goal went wide right there, because he would have worn the goat horns all off season. That would have been a difficult thing for him to go through, but it turned out in his favor. And his teammates had his back. The NFL made its ruling. They didn't waver from that, and they didn't reduce the suspension. But the players and the coaches in that locker room have his back, and they were excited as anyone to get him back. And what it does for the offense is it just shifts everyone back into their normal roles. I think you saw in that win against Baltimore, Marquez Valdez-Scantling was targeted like eight or 9 times. He had 7 receptions. Adam Thielen was targeted 4 or 5 times. Those guys are still going to be contributors, but you're going to see the bulk of the targets go to DK, and then those guys will fill in as needed.
Ray, this is anticipated to be a low-scoring football game. When you look at the offense for Pittsburgh, kind of what are those hinge points or pivot points in the game that can get them over the top points-wise?
You thought we saw a defensive battle last night with the Patriots and Chargers. Stay tuned for this one. This one could be in the teens. I think for the Steelers, your tackles have to play well. Troy Fautanu, second-year tackle out of Washington, has had a really good season, but they are down to their fourth-string left tackle, Dylan Cook. He's done a really good job, but this is going to be a big test for him. They really helped him when they faced Myles Garrett a couple of weeks ago, and they're probably going to have to help him again with Anderson and Hunter trying to bear down on Aaron Rodgers tonight. So first off, they need time to throw the ball, and secondly, they're not going to be able to throw the ball if they can't run the ball. Jaylen Warren has been really good the last couple of weeks. Kenneth Gainwell has been really good both as a running back and a receiver out of the backfield the last couple of weeks. So I would say pass pro number one has to be on point, but look for those running backs to get involved. The Steelers have a decent receiving corps with DK Metcalf back, but it's not great. Those running backs have been a huge part of the offense all season, and they're going to have to continue to beat tonight if the Steelers are going to win.
Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette joining us here on the Fan to preview tonight's playoff game over in Pittsburgh. Ray, I'm sure you've heard some of the things we've been hearing about Houston offensively and how things up front for them as far as their offensive line play hasn't been very consistent. And so I know Cam Hayward, Highsmith, TJ Watt, that crew have to be feeling pretty good about what they may be able to do tonight.
Yeah, they're finally healthy too.
Yeah.
Cam Hayward he just continues to play at a high level. He's 36, going on 37 years old, voted second team All-Pro, just having another tremendous season. He's got to be big tonight. But Highsmith and Watt have been injured for different portions of the season. And to get both those guys back tonight fully healthy is huge. Highsmith was bothered by some soft tissue stuff early in the season. He balled out when Watt was injured. And to get both of those guys back for such an important game, I think you guys hit the nail on the head. Houston is an average offense, and I think the Steelers' pass rush can have a big influence on the game tonight if both those guys are playing well. So Steelers secondary has given up some big plays. You saw that last week against the Ravens. When the pass rushers get home tonight, they got to finish those sacks. They can't let C.J. Stroud get out and create the way they let Lamar Jackson get out and create last week.
So I want to ask about the futures of some people within that organization if the Steelers lose tonight. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to hang it up? And then will there be a decision, or do you think there would be a decision on Mike Tomlin's future?
I think Mike Tomlin's going to be back unless Mike Tomlin wants to do something else. So, in other words, I don't think the Steelers are going to move on from Mike. I think Mike would move on from the Steelers, and I don't get any strong indication that that's going to happen. As far as Rodgers goes, he's hinted the last couple of weeks that playing another year might be in the cards for him, but he hasn't given really any strong indications. I think the way he left it last week was he's got to talk to his wife after the season is over, and then he'll make his decision from there. But he does love playing for Mike Tomlin. He's got a great relationship with OC Arthur Smith. I think if both those guys are back and Smith is up for at least one job in Tennessee, maybe a couple of others, as long as Tomlin and Arthur Smith are back, I think there's a decent chance that Aaron Rodgers is back too.
So when it comes to maybe the money for Aaron Rodgers, what's your best guess as to what that would look like and maybe would make both parties comfortable, right?
Well, I think he played for like $10 or $12 million this year. He might have earned some incentives by getting him into the playoffs. He's not going to want to break the bank. He's going to want to build a competent offense around him. And I think first and foremost, that might be adding another receiver. So, I'm sure he'll want to raise, but listen, if he plays for 15 or 18 million with some incentives in there, I think the Steelers can handle that. And then, they have to go out and solidify the roster around him. They were good enough to make the playoffs this year. We'll see if they can make a little bit of a run this year. But I would say receiver is probably their biggest area of need going into the offseason, free agency, and, of course, the NFL draft.
Right, you just talked about making a run. Like, what would have to go right for the Steelers to make a bit of a run this postseason?
Well, they are at home tonight, and listen, the last couple of times they've been in the playoffs, they faced MVP QBs. They faced Lamar last year in Baltimore. They have faced Josh Allen in 23, and then Mahomes in 2021. So the last 3 times they've been there, they've really been up against some really good players and some teams that went on to make some nice runs. So this is their first legit chance. I think it's a coin flip game. I wouldn't be surprised either way. And then, talking next week, they would go to New England. They already beat New England in New England this year, so there wouldn't be any kind of a mental hurdle having to get over playing on the road in the playoffs. They already figured out how to do it once. They would just have to do it again. So, obviously a big game tonight, but I'm sure they would be feeling good about their chances against the Patriots next week if they got that far.
Ray, we'll get you out of here on this one. Off the top, you mentioned how happy DK Metcalf probably was when Tyler Lupe missed that field goal. That had a domino effect, clearly, as we all know now, that John Harbaugh is no longer there. And I know Mike Tomlin had some comments about that situation. Were you in the room where Tomlin was talking about Harbaugh? And if you weren't, I'm sure you know about the comments. Can you refresh us on what he said and what you think about the decision Baltimore made?
Yeah, I think Mike made those comments on the Rich Eisen show, but I do know what you're talking about. It was a great series between the Steelers and the Ravens for almost 20 years, and those two guys kind of defined the rivalry. Those two guys outlived Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Flacco, and they were 2-2 in the playoffs against each other, and they each won a Super Bowl. So Mike has a ton of respect for John Harbaugh, and I know John feels the same way about Mike. You just don't see those types of rivalries anymore in the NFL with two coaches who were in the same spot for all those years. So, sort of harkens back to the 70s when you had Noel and Madden and Landry and, all these guys stayed for really Shula. All these guys stayed for such a long time. But in today's NFL, if you don't do it right away, if you don't win right away, you're going to be out of a job. So those two guys were certainly outliers, and Mike Tomlin still has a job, so he is now the most tenured coach in the NFL.
No doubt. Can't wait to see what it looks like tonight over there in Pittsburgh. Enjoy the game, Ray, and we'll talk to you soon, my man. Thanks so much for your time.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. He's Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He joined us via the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Interesting what he was saying, JP, about it would be Tomlin's decision, right? And I don't feel like he's done coaching at all. You look at the fire that he has. You look at, I think, the edge that he still brings and that you can still feel from his teams. Like that Baltimore game, he had his dudes ready to go. And so I've always said, I just think it's a scary equation if they can get that quarterback that gives them runway. But this guy's shown us, man, that he can still coach at a pretty high level.
It's the if, right? Like that's the biggest thing. I've said this before. It's hard when you've been in one place for so long. And if I were him, like, he'd be right up there with Harbaugh in terms of his opportunities to pick and choose the situation. It'd be an interesting thing to consider. I don't think he would do it either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Imagining a world where he gets to start over somewhere else and be the new guy somewhere is intriguing.
It is. There's no doubt about it. We will hit the finish line of the show next with Tell the Truth with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet Store. Are your bad feet making work miserable? You're not alone. Here's Vale, a real Good Feet Store customer.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet Store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Vale get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way.
I walked into the Good Feet store and I said, my feet hurt. What a difference with these arch supports. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
Don't let bad feet stop you from achieving your 2026 health goals. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Winters can be brutal here in the Columbus area, and if you're cold in your home, even with the heat on, your old windows are the problem. Window Nation can help. Right now, during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows free sale, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's easy to get the right windows to fit your home and budget. The pros at Window Nation will guide you every step of the way. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Schedule a consult now at windownation.com. Window Nation, a proud partner of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, it's Anthony. Big savings right now with my friends at Germain Honda of Dublin. Boy, it's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. You can lease a new Honda for as low as $199 a month, or definitely take advantage of rates as low as 0% financing on select models. Rich will even give you an additional $1,000 for your trade, even if you don't buy a Honda today. They have more than 400 new Hondas in stock, and the deals are the best around. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Day 1, the hardest day. The day you hear,
this is a type of blood cancer.
At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1. To learn more and get help on any day, visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572.
Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
Chronic pain can make life feel impossible. But at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough that's giving people real hope. Stem wave therapy.
It has fundamentally changed the way I look at cases after 30 years in practice. So when we talk about regenerative medicine, we're talking about these types of devices.
That's Dr. Tony DeCesaro, one of the nation's authorities on stem wave therapy.
Been around for about 30 years in Europe. Now it's really taken a real foothold. People are tired of just using pills that really cover everything up and they don't really heal.
This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response.
It's about giving hope, right? That there are options.
QC Kinetics. Harness the power of stem wave and get relief now. Your first treatment is only $49. Call for your consultation here in Columbus, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. Do you want to start the new year off in style? Well, then my buddies at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion have just what you're looking for the best price around. You can lease a brand new 26 Chevy Silverado 1500 for just $319 a month for 36 months with only $3,879 due at signing, or you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP if you finance. Terms and restrictions apply. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Email from a listener. What exactly is Common Man and Timmy supposed to be? How can I put this? A couple of immature men who love to have mindless conversation, laugh, and dabble in sports and farts.
Weekdays at 3.
And there you go, The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, it's your time to shine as always. In the last segment of the show, what do you got cooked up? And tell the truth today, big dog.
I just read literally as the rejoin was playing, Jerry Emig is one of 6 members of the College Sports Communicators Hall of Fame class of 2026.
Incredible. All right. Congrats to Jerry. Jerry, as we all know, been doing this for a long time. Great guy. Had a chance to meet him a few times working here at the Fan, so that honor, JP, is as well deserved.
So I'll tell a quick story. And Jerry, from some of the fan bases, taken some lumps over the last few years because they feel like he doesn't do the promotion thing the way other schools do. The reason I am sitting in this chair, the reason I am on television is because Jerry Emig told me when I was a player that he thought it was a viable career for me.
Yeah.
And he put me out in front of the media, had the opportunity to do Big Ten Media Days up at the desk. I was a keynote speaker there in 2015. And when I got to the Big Ten Network, I asked them how they found me. And they said, from doing the desk show at Media Day when I was a senior, they realized I had some talent for this industry. So Jerry Emig, lots of love, lots of appreciation for that guy.
There it is. There it is.
I'm reading that the College Sports Communicators Hall of Fame doesn't have one permanent physical location. Instead, its inductees are celebrated annually at the CSC's National Convention. Last year was Orlando. 2 years ago was Las Vegas. So they got a little bit of a hot streak of some cool locations.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I don't know where they're going this year, but
should it be nice?
They'll be a part of it.
Yep.
So that's cool.
That's cool. Congrats, Jerry.
Tell the truth. Do you view Arvell Reese as an off-ball backer or an edge rusher at the next level?
If I were him, I would want to play on the edge because it's where the money resides.
Show me the money.
Right. And this is kind of like the Micah Parsons thing where he played off ball in college and kind of came in the league doing that and then moved up toward the line of scrimmage. He has so much range, and that's what I see if I'm evaluating him as an off-ball linebacker. Probably got to tighten up coverage a little bit, things of that nature.
Right.
Brother, go get in a 2-point stance
and hunt.
Go line up over that tackle and go hit some quarterbacks. Get your money up.
Yeah, that's the place to be. You look at the contracts like a TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, what these guys have gotten, man, they are racking it up right now. So I think you absolutely nailed it. JP, it kind of reminds me of, wasn't it Jimmy Graham that was trying to make a case when he was either in New Orleans or going elsewhere that, I run so many routes that I'm essentially a wide receiver and not a tight end. But the reason why he was doing that is because he saw where the wide receiver contracts were going. So
100%.
If I'm Arvell, take JP's advice, put your hand in the ground and hunt and go get that back.
One of my favorite mofos in the world.
Shout out to Chris Sims. That was fun.
So I saw on the internet that Memphis, North Texas, UNLV, Houston, and UCF were all running promotions on their football team's Twitter accounts. Hey, just so you all know, we don't have state income tax. Do you think that recruits will weigh that in when they are choosing where to go?
Vanderbilt did this as well. Saw it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're playing, which I think is a smart game to play, especially for Vandy right now with the momentum that they have as a program. They just picked up a big-time recruit that was committed to Georgia, I believe, 5-star quarterback.
Jared Curtis.
Yes, Jared Curtis. Thank you, TLC.
Who is hefty.
Is he? I haven't seen him.
He's like 6'3", 225.
Like Dylan Raiola hefty.
Yeah.
Okay. But I always bring it up when we talk about free agency in the pros. Texas, Florida, some of these states, like, you're trying to save every penny that you can, and that's why, like in the NBA, the Miami Heat are always at the top of a lot of guys' lists because, one, it's Miami. The state income tax is in your favor as well. And so I like some of these programs at the collegiate level playing that up a little bit.
I'll tell you this. I pay 10% to an agent on my contract, 20% if it's a marketing deal, and that ain't even accounting for taxes yet. Ooh. So hell yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking about how much I got to give Uncle Sam. Yes.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
You have to stay fresh or you die.
Actually, let me crank that one up. I like that drop.
You have to stay fresh or you die.
Hell yeah, Tim. It is National Clean Off Your Desk Day. If we went to your home right here, right now, how clean would your home be?
Okay.
My home or my desk?
Yeah, so clarify that just a little bit more. Like our home
Your
here?
home. No. I'm asking
Real home.
If impromptu, hey, you're hosting a party, you didn't even know it, we're all showing up.
So I've been, since a kid, cleaning on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
And so right now, if you came to the pad, it's clean.
Okay.
At the moment.
All right.
Come about Thursday?
Yeah.
It's a little dicey. But yeah, I clean every Saturday morning. It's a thing, and I kind of enjoy it. Turn on some music.
Not me.
Run the house.
You got that Anita Baker?
Yeah, get that Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying?
Put the Kirk Franklin on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a revolution with Kirk Franklin, as we know.
All right, so my wife is phenomenal. Every night, she does a nice clean of the home, so we wake up, things are clean. So typically, the house is clean. My personal spaces, so like my side of the bedroom, junk everywhere. My office, brother, bad. I am not Mr. Neat. I don't prefer to do it.
Okay.
My belief is things get dirty anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm wasting my time.
Are you signing off on eating in the bed?
No. We'll like snack, like pop, like that's about it though.
Okay.
I'm not eating like a sandwich in the bed. That's crazy.
TLC, where are you at with taking food into your bed and eating?
I'm not big on that.
I can't do it.
I don't even really like to do it on the couch. Like if I'm on the couch, I'm leaning forward onto the I'm leaning forward so like a bowl or a plate or whatever
I'm with you.
is hovering over the floor, so that way if I mess something up, I can vacuum it.
real quick.
I don't want to be vacuuming in between the couch cushions.
No, I'm gonna eat a bowl of popcorn while I'm watching a movie in bed.
Okay, I'm not mad at that, but I can't take like my plate of I don't know
Chipotle.
Yeah.
No way.
Like eat my bowl of burrito.
I mean, Tyvis eats the burrito in the car while he's driving for 2 hours. Like,
well, he's on the move, right?
He's stationary. He's sitting in the car.
That's because Cardell's Tesla is driving him there.
Well,
there's a flex. Yeah, that is true.
Well,
that is true. I've never been when I get my fast food, I can't eat and drive.
Oh, I'm eating the French fries.
Really? You're that guy.
Especially if the ones that drop in the bottom of the bag, those are the first ones gone.
You got to have them. See, I like to sit down and have everything in front of me with something on the There's just something about that for me where I enjoy that process. It's tempting, though. That's when the fries are the best.
Yeah, all those times that you're pulling up the fast food locations. Sure.
Wait a minute. Been a minute, that's for sure. We got time for one more. We out of here.
Yeah, we can do one more. Just and we don't have to go too deep into this, but general reaction to Ohio State splitting the West Coast trip, win against Oregon, loss against Washington.
Yeah, I thought the one yesterday was rough, man. I wanted that for them, and obviously they did too. And it's just one of those things where they're overcoming some injury stuff, where they're overcoming a little bit of lack of depth, and I think they're just asking so much from Bruce night in and night out that there's not a lot of consistent options around him right now, so you're going to run into some of those games like we saw yesterday.
I think the lack of depth really stands out when you got a Washington team that's down a couple guys and they still find a way to pull it out. I'm very disenfranchised right now with Ohio State basketball, and it's unfortunate because I used to love it.
I hear you. There's Tell the Truth for today. JP, as always, we appreciate your time. You'll be back tomorrow.
Yes,
we
sir.
will be back tomorrow, but at 1 o'clock, the Coach Diebler Show will eat up the first hour of our show. We'll be back from 1 to 3. Looking forward to talking to you guys then. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Both guys in the building. Common Man's going to tell you why the Bears are on the path to winning the Super Bowl. We love you. Stay safe. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 1 o'clock with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.